everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. So, guys, you guys know that we already got bombarded day one of coming back from New Year's. Seems like every other year, it's never been this quick, right? The bounce back from New Year's. I feel like every year we wait at least a couple weeks, at least. I feel like in the past I've waited like a month just for anything from them. So it looks like they're getting busy. A few things that I had mentioned in the past also, and I actually just mentioned it in my Purge Trooper Commander video about the repaints. Think about how many repaints we got last year. Not only that, think about those ready to ship figures. What did I say in that video? 2025, it's going to be double that. What are we starting off the year with? Gold version Mark III. So obviously anybody could say, oh yeah, we knew a repaint. They're going to keep getting repainted and repainted and repainted. And the fact that Mark III, okay, is a newly developed, because remember, we got the Mark III Chrome Red and Chrome already, right? So they could have stopped at that. And they said, nope, another one. So what does that mean, right? It means that to them, that figure, that body, that engineering was worth the double repaint, because for whatever reason, I'm assuming that it took a long time, that it was not easy to put together, that it was, it wasn't a simple thing to do. So therefore, not only did they milk it once, but they're milking it twice. Okay, so let's say hello to you guys before we get started. There's 16 of you guys in here, 18 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. I just had to get that out of the way before Rudy shows up and ruins it for everybody, like always. Now I'm waiting on Rudy, that garlic. Let's see who's in the house tonight. We got Nefty in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for doing. Welcome. Trying to get this volume up. We got Giovanni in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Hello!
He says, hello, collectors by Deluxe. Jack Sparrow came in today. Not Artisan Sally, but still an absolute gem of a figure. Actually, guys, I'm going to show you something in 1 second, okay? Just 1 second. But first...
What's up, everyone?
Welcome. Thank you for being here right on time.
Sorry.
It's like I'm going to be late. Jovan says, hello, collectors. My Deluxe Jack Sparrow. All right, so guys, let me show you this real quick. Rudy won't know about this, guys, so give him a break, okay?
What, are you finally catching up with the rest of us?
No. I'm ahead of the game. Bow, artisan all day long, peasants, garlics. This is what real collectors here. For those who can't see, who can't see the DX39AE. You know what AE stands for? Artisan edition garlics. Okay. So for those who don't collect, this is why you're a peasant, because collectors collect. So Rudy, welcome. How are you?
I'm good.
How do you feel?
I'm good. I'm good. Just running a little late. Delays in the train getting home. So,
how's your oxygen levels? Good.
Oxygen levels are good, man.
Doctor saying you're back to 100%.
Pretty much. And I'm glad to see you catching up. I think I got that Artisan Jack Sparrow like 5 weeks ago or something like that.
Well, if you order from Pop Collectibles all the time, that's probably what happens. You
Yeah,
and
right.
you and TK both order from Pop Collectibles every week. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I had that turnaround speed on those figures, right?
The what do you call it? The mall. Darth
Yeah,
Maul figure came out yesterday. He already has a video up.
of course, of course.
TK, shout out to TK. He's gonna. We have to make sure we get TK. This is a shout out. This is a positive thing. Last time he was like,
What's going on? I think.
No, he's like, I think. Unbelievable.
Ah.
Anytime you're mentioned on here, TK, it's a positive thing. You garlic. Okay. All right. We got Bo. That was not for you, Bob. That was not for you at all whatsoever, and you know that.
How you doing?
That was a wrong press. We got Robert in the house.
Hello.
Welcome, Robert. We got Charlie the Unicorn. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Says garlic offers significant health benefits from boosted immunity to treating sore muscles. Garlic is a powerhouse of wellness. Fab has a huge stash in his root cellar. See, even my insults. Okay, even my insults, for those who take it as an insult, even my insults are a positive thing. You garlics, unbelievable. Rudy, you're looking real HD. What do you got there?
I think it's the new camera. I've been messing around with the settings. I think it's like,
you're looking real sharp 4K.
I think it's finally 4K. I finally catching up to the rest of it.
Like for real. You used to look blurry, like you had a little bit of crema on your camera.
You remember that? Oh my god!
Oh man!
About time I caught up.
We got two in the house. Welcome. Yes, guys, there's 24 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Don't be weird and hit the like button already. Let's start the show on a positive note. Hit that like button. Don't be a garlic. We got Lou.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
What up? My 16112 and 1 white collectors remember pose and create. He does not own anything that is 1-1. Okay, so stop. Get the hell out of here. Whoa, one time for once. Oh, on time for once. Yes.
At least you were on time for once.
I'm always on time. What happens is when I have guests on, they delay me. So then I'm always late, but I'm always on time. Let me see who else is in. We got Leo in the house. Welcome, my friend.
How you doing?
Thank you for being here. We got Gilbert in the house.
Hello.
Thank you for being here, guys. Welcome. We got Joe Hendry, first time here. Nice to see.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Say his name and he appears. Who's that? Beetlejuice?
Is it Beetlejuice or is it what's the guy? Candyman.
I'm usually not for repaints, but this gold Mark III is sexy. We got Peasant Brad in the house.
Hello.
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Hello, all my garlic heads. Garlic heads, no pun intended. Cry, Eagles, cry. Unbelievable, you guys. Fat Gadget, my friend, welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. I'm happy with the Midas Iron Man. Yes, Rob said the same thing. He says he was looking at the golden version and he's got the Midas in hand and he's like, I don't know about that. So, but I told him, that's what retired collectors say. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I got the good one, or I got the first one. I don't need the new one. When you retire, guys, you will always find reasons and excuses to not buy hot toys or collectibles. So what do? Like I tell you guys all the time, you demonize number one, because obviously you have to make it seem like it's bad, like it's crap, like, oh nah, mine is good. But when it comes down to this, that's when people want to be that's when they want to be retired. Let's see. We got Albert in the house. Welcome, my
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let's see who else is in the house. Rob says Jeremy Casa has golden armor. Yes, guys, he's selling it for $475, which is not a bad price. So that tells me that if he's at $475, Sideshow is going to be probably at $440, $420.
I would say 420, more like 420.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know? We got Chris in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Welcome. What's up, Rudy?
What's up, Nefty?
I don't know why I thought Nefty was on tonight.
Did
I don't know why I thought maybe because
did you not invite?
Oh no! When did I send you the link? Just like 2 minutes ago, right?
Yeah, because I was like, wait, where's the link?
Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's what I thought. So let's see who else is here. We got Michael in the house. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Shit happens when you collect. This guy. We got Derek in the house. Welcome, Mike.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let's see. Faz, was it the ugly garlic sticker? Garlic sticker? Oh, my figure? You mean you garlic? You hater? You haterade drinker? Let's see. We got the Alchemist in the house. Hello! Guys, there's 29 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Don't be a garlic peasant. Hit that like button already. I got my artist from Sarah Connors. he got the battle. Not the. Is it the battle damage? The battle
no, it's the T1000 in disguise. The Sarah Connors in disguise. That's the one, right?
T1000 in disguise. That's the name. Yes, he just got that.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, he's collecting every single Terminator figure from Hot Toys. Doesn't matter when it came out, doesn't matter how old it is, doesn't matter if the joints melted sitting in storage, he is getting it. Okay.
I know. That's commitment right there.
Absolutely.
That's very commitment
scary.
Right there.
It's very scary, but he's doing it. Okay, he's doing it. He is doing it. Let's see who else is in the house. Hello, my favorite inner collect. Actually, I just remember something. Every time somebody, guys, there's 32 of you guys in here. Please hit the like button. So before we get started, okay, because it's gonna be one of those shows, like I said in the beginning, in the words of Luch, strap it on. Here we go.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
So every time, for whatever reason, and I tell you guys this all the time, anytime something comes up about in art and the dumb shills talking about how much better it is and blah, 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 okay? Every time I see that, this is what I hear.
I came out to my parents and I'm gay. I don't know how to tell my parents that I'm gay.
You know? I don't know why. Like, I hear that voice. Like, forget what he said. Forget that. Obviously, that's not what it is. But that voice, that voice. And then, like, when they argue back.
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
Like, that's what I hear every single time. So anytime somebody comes in here with that inner garbage, that's what they're gonna get. Okay. Let's see who else is in that house. We got Frank in that house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let's see. God, you guys are on fire tonight. Look at you guys. Welcome, everybody. We got Rob. Look at you. Thank you for being here. Nice to see you, my friend. Long time. We got Michael in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, there's 32 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. We got Big Rib in the house. Okay, we got a super chat from Michael. Thank you, my friend. Rudy's in 4K because his computer's built before 98.
Before, you mean after?
Because his computer is built before. Oh, that's right. You messed up. Michael. Unbelievable. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And this is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. We got Fat Gadget. He's cracking up. It's too shiny, says Rob. Yeah, that's what he said. He didn't like the shine on it. Rudy doesn't steal his neighbor's Wi-Fi connection, so it could be in 4K. Thanks, Charlie. We got Blinken in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Hello!
Thank you for being here. It looks like an Oscar award. No way.
Actually, Rob, I thought the same.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I
So,
thought the same.
so guys, what you're listening to right now from Rudy, okay?
Have you heard of a psyop?
So this is his way of saying I am not getting this, okay? So when again demonizing, when you are not getting something, you have to put it down. Example, exhibit B. Okay, first Rob and then B. A and B. See, that's what happens. It's nature. Okay, it's just part of life. You don't like something, oh, that's crap. But
I didn't say it's crap. I just said it looks like an Oscar.
I didn't say you said that. I didn't say you said that. I'm saying in general, when people demonize, that's what they say. Guys, it's 35. If you guys here, please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Frank says I need to get a pre-order in for Maul. Yeah, the figure looks nice. Kind of blob, but it looks nice. Ringo, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here. Nice to see ya. Welcome. Let me see who else is in here, and then we'll get started. Easy pass on that Mark III. We got Joe in the house. Welcome, welcome. Do you collect grails, this guy?
That's all you collect now.
That's literally that's all he's been getting. Like every week, it's like 5 grails a week.
Right.
We got Big Dog in the house. Welcome, my.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
We got Tooley. I started around 5 minutes. Unbelievable. No, I just had to get some off my chest before Rudy came in, because then it sounds like I stole it from Rudy and I didn't. Let's see. Brad says, Fab, that's me. I'm straight as this guy. Unbelievable. Absolutely not. Every time I see a post from Brad with his 22
I'm
back.
bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
That's Brad. Every in our post. Okay, that's what I hear. Garlic. Let me see. He said I
fixed it.
Oh man. Does anyone know what Fabs keeps his refrigerator in the background? Actually, you guys want to see real quick since you are asking?
It's what, kombucha?
Nothing.
Nothing. What do you mean nothing?
Nothing.
Well, there's something there.
It's Truly, champagne, and White Claw. That's it. And guess who drinks that?
You.
Not me. I don't drink any of that. We buy them for like the summer for like people to drink, but I don't drink any of that. That's why they're still in there. Let's see who else is in the house before we get started. Ringo says, Snatch the second Iron Man quarter scale from Sideshow, only $249. Ooh, that is sick.
That's a great price.
Which one though? Iron Man quarter scale. Which one? Let me know which one, because I want to see if there's any trades. Let's see. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you for backing him up. Only you two. Only you two against the world. Unbelievable. Jim says, I would have gotten Artist and Jack Sparrow also, but that was one of the times the Sideshow kept crowd. Yeah, no, let me tell you something. Just like it happened to me already multiple times with the Iron Patriot, with the what was that last one, Rudy? Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier was the big one.
Winter Soldier.
That's
that
when everybody had an
I
issue
didn't get
with.
it through that. I got it, but not through Sideshow because it was crashing. So that is painful. That hurts like hell. Maybe it's a hit to Goldfinger. Oh, imagine. I don't think so though.
Nah,
I don't think so.
but good guess, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's got to be the new one. It can't be anything old like from back then. Let's see. All right, I think that's everybody. Oh, we got Carlos. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. You made it. You
What's up, Carlo?
garlic.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
What part of I don't drink that didn't you just hear? See what happens when you're retired? See, right now, just from this comment, this is what I'm hearing.
I came out to my parents that I'm gay. I don't know how to tell my parents that I'm gay.
That's what I keep hearing, Rob. Keep it up. All right, let's get started, guys. That's everybody. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. There's 37 of you guys in here. Thank you for being here, everybody. And so here we go. All right, Rudy. So we're going to start off with the releases.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
So let's get right into TK's next video that is in the making right now. So tell us, Rudy, how you feel it turned out. Tell us if you're getting this. Tell us if this is one of the ones you're not getting anymore because you're done with Star Wars. Did you pre-order? Did you not pre-order? And how do you feel about the only update pretty much to the speeder is the USB port?
Right. I mean, look, this is a figure I'm still going to try to get. I didn't pre-order it, but I'm going to try to get it from another retailer because I know they're all waitlisted right now on Sideshow.
Well, I was going to say, let me tell you something real quickly. Just from experience, from what happened to the original one, the DX18 or whatever the hell it was, or whatever, 20, I don't remember what the DX was. But anyway, the one that came with the original Sith speeder. Once that thing sold out, everybody wanted that thing shot up in price so fast. So if you're already noticing that, try to lock it in as soon as possible for retail as soon as possible, because once it's done, it's gone. It's going to go up 200 plus.
No, I agree. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I've got so much stuff on pre-order right now and stuff keeps coming up that I can't pass on. So I think he turned out great. Look, I think this figure, like you said, and most of the Star Wars Jedi, the robes they're nicely done, but they're very simple, right? It's just that black. What sells this figure is a sculpt, right? And that's where Hot Toys knocked it out of the park. I mean, this looks incredible, right? The detail on the horns, that angry face, and I know we've seen them before, but that really did a great job.
It's a different expression, believe it or not. It's a mouth open expression, but it's not as angry as the original one,
right?
So
I think they did a good job. Like the speeder, it's funny. I know, you always tell me, you want to get the deluxe, right? Because you want to get everything that comes in the package, because that's where the value is, right? Everybody wants every single little thing. But even in the movie, I remember thinking the speeder is a little hokey, right? And I don't know that for me, that speeder is going to stay in the box. It just doesn't look that good. Whereas him just with the dual bladed lightsaber, that's what really stands out. He's a figure that just stands out on his own.
Wait, so you don't like what? The look of the speeder, the shape of the speeder, how it
just
looks?
The look, and the way he looks on it just looks, at least
you don't like that.
Yeah, no. At least the speeder bikes that came with the Mandalorian, right? With the what was it with the Scout Troopers? Those look pretty cool, right? There's a nice just aesthetic to them. I never thought this looked that cool.
It looks like an actual bike. This looks like he's riding like a Cheerio broken in half.
It looks like what, like a little scooter or something, right? And for a badass like him,
he's sitting on a hook.
Yeah, yeah. I just look. I like the figure itself. The speeder itself, I could do without. And even the robes, right? The robes look good, but I think it's a figure that really shines without them. Just in looking like that, just standing there with the plain,
very sharp, very
tunic.
clean.
Yeah, that looks badass, man. That guy looks awesome. So even though I'm kind of, veering away from picking up Star Wars just because of how much is in the market right now, I think this is one I'm definitely keeping an eye out to try and get it, and it looks great, right? I think Hot Toys did a great job with it as far as an update goes. If
you were to display, which head sculpt would you use? Which one do you like better?
I actually kind of like the serious one, the one that's not screaming. I think he looks he looks like he's kind of a man on a mission. Just he's got a plan. There's an intensity there, and you get it with the angry face, but he just looks
he looks focused and he looks determined.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, it's on.
And you know what? And I don't know if that's the rolling eye system that lets you get that kind of upwards look with the eyes too. But, sometimes we talk about how Hot Toys will do a bland sculpt that doesn't look as impressive, and it just looks a little blah. This is one where there's still a hint of kind of like personality coming through that sculpt, which I like a lot.
So you got two people agreeing with you. It says, agree with Rudy. Speeder is unnecessary for me personally. Thule says, another non-collector says, I agree with Rudy. The speeder design is not great here.
I never liked it in the movie. It's like I like that we're getting it, and I like that Hot Toys will throw that extra in there. But just for me, aesthetically, I never thought it looked that good, especially when you have some other vehicles that look amazing, that Hot Toys really does well.
What is it about this figure that's appealing to you? Since obviously we just mentioned it's literally all black, nothing to it, and
it's the sculpt, man. It's the sculpt. It's that look for Darth Maul. You remember when the trailer came out for this thing, right? And everybody was going to the movies to see, like, God knows, it was like some horrible movies out, and people were leaving after the first 3 minutes, just after the trailer aired. And I remember everybody lost their mind when he had the double-bladed lightsaber and he's holding them, and you see the full reveal with the horns. There's just something about the look that just stands out, right? It's not just a typical character, right? Like a human character. There's something there, that the tattoos, the red and black, right? It's just a great visual overall.
I'm trying to find pictures of the articulation, and it looks like they do have some images showing you that he's actually, articulatable and posable and bendable. And the one thing I notice is how they get these poses on the speeder. You know what I mean? Like, that's sick. I saw one of them, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Obviously he's not just floating on the thing. You know what I mean?
No, they've got like some stands or something behind that they've like digitally edited out. But
absolutely, they have to. There's no way that you could pose this without any support, any something grabbing it, something holding it. Like, it's
go back a couple, or go back one. That pose right there, just with him flying through the air with that thing, that looks badass. I'd never use it because it's gonna take up half your display space.
Correct.
But that looks pretty incredible.
This in a DF-120 would be incredible.
That looks awesome.
You know what I mean? This would be sick. So 1 to 10, Rudy?
I'll give this one a 9.5. I'll give it a 9.5. It's really good. I mean, look at the texture on the skin. I mean, Hot Toys is killing it. This looks amazing. Now,
being that simple, right, of a figure, meaning, again, there's nothing different here that we've never gotten before. The materials are reused. Nothing fancy, right? We don't get shoulder pads. We don't get knee pads. We don't get anything that makes this figure fancy, that makes this figure intricate. Even the belt, as you can see, it could be leather or it could be pleather, right? I'm assuming it's leather. I'm going to assume it's leather. So knowing all of this, right? And then the price was like almost $500, right? Actually, I think it was more than that.
For the full one, yeah.
For the deluxe, it was like 5 and change. So can you justify, obviously we could talk about inflation, we could talk about blah, 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 right? But can you justify that price point on such a plain figure that even you said it's literally all head sculpt?
Look, on the bare bones one that came out, right? Because I just looked it up. It was $280 for the standard that didn't come with the vehicle, right? With the speeder. So you're getting 2 head sculpts, you're getting the blades. I think you're paying for the head sculpts and for who the character is. Could it have been cheaper? Yeah. At $405, I mean, you're paying an extra. That was what the deluxe went up for at Sideshow, right? So you're paying what, $120 extra just for the speeder. Mm-hmm. I think that makes sense for the speeder, especially with the electronics and all of that.
But I mean, yes, like I agree with you. Yes, is it worth it? The 120 something? Yes and no, right? The update, like I said, it's just the USB port, so they added a microchip in there, right? So some type of circuit board that goes in there and lights up the panels, right? The back lights, and then I think the dashboard as well. That's it, right? So again, obviously that's going to cost money, and because it's electronic, it's going to be more expensive than something that wouldn't be an electronic, right? So that's number one. Now, obviously, the entire speeder is just a plastic mold that is painted, so there's not much to that. The original one was obviously a plastic mold with stickers or paint application on it. That was it. Knowing this, okay, what would you pay for it realistically?
I mean, look, I think paying $120 for a vehicle, and again, right, especially looking at this is if you don't own that first one, right? Because if you own the first one, I wouldn't justify picking it up just for the USB thing, because again, those light things. No.
Let me tell you something. It's funny you even say that, because after I ordered it, I said, is it really worth? Am I going to use the USB? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? So is it worth it?
Right, because even now, like I told you, I've got the Maji cases in that hopefully the electrician comes in that will start building them. And with you guys, we've been talking about kind of having the USB hubs preset, right? Nefty was telling me about that too. There are so many other features that just from a light up perspective, other figures that have like bases that light up really extravagantly, right, and really stand out. The speeder, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's nice that it lights up, but is it really going to stand out? And is it really going to be worth, wasting one of those ports for that speeder? And when I look at it, and again, because I'm not maybe the biggest fan of that vehicle itself, to me, it's like, no. So for me, I'm like, I get that the $120 price point, I think it's reasonable with the market, with what the market is charging for these.
In reality, it's not.
In reality, it's not. But
if you want to be right, if you want
but what the market is charging for these things right now, $100 for this. I mean, people are charging what, $200 for diorama bases. So it's like, all right, that's what the market is going for at this point. I agree. It's cheap plastic with some electronics, right? Shouldn't be that expensive. Correct. But that's what the market is going for. So I think that makes sense. For me, it comes down to, I don't like the look of it. So the selling point here is the figure, right? And sure, if you really like the look of him on the speeder, go for it.
Well, the selling point is the figure if the only thing you care about is the figure, right? Because a lot of people are going for the figure for that speeder. You know what I mean? They missed out on the speeder originally. And remember that if for whatever reason that were to sell out tomorrow, the ones that are going to go for the most value are the ones with the speeders,
right? Because everybody always wants the full set, right? Everybody wants everything.
So that's why I told you, if you're really looking for or looking into getting it, you better hurry up, because you miss out on that, forget it. You're gonna be like, you know what, I'd rather just not get it because it's gonna go up that expensive. Right. The fact that it's a 2.0, even more, just because it's the best of the best at the moment. Number 3, right now you got an updated sit speeder, so that alone, it's different. It's electronics. It's something new, right? Whether it's the same exact thing that we got before with a USB port, with a C-type port or not, it's still updated. It's still new. Mike, shout out to Mike, would say it's the same exact thing. It is, but it's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the fact that it's a 2.0 now,
right,
tells us that it is not the same thing.
Right. But when it comes to the upgrades you're getting, it's the electronics, right? Maybe slightly better paint apps, right, that you'd expect to be improved. But look, this is going to appeal to somebody, unless you're the biggest Star Wars fan, which I know that a lot of people are, right? So I respect that. Unless you want to have every single release that Hot Toys is making, right? If you're somebody that already has the previous release, the speeder, right? I could see that person going for just a 280 regular figure and being like, I already have the speeder. I don't need to pay an extra 120 for the USB light up, but I do want to get an upgrade that doesn't have the pleather deterioration and that has the updated sculpts as well. So look, I think everything is too expensive, right? This hobby continues to get a little out of hand, but again, I think at $120 about, I think that's on par with what the market is going for on vehicles and on these smaller diorama pieces. So Do I think it's necessary? No. Do I think it's probably the right price? Probably for that speeder. And then at 280 for the figure, I mean, you're getting 2 sculpts. So that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the multiple sculpts, right? The angry face.
Correct.
But again, light on the accessories, right? It's a lightsaber figure with the typical standard things and the light up features. And like you said, very simple on the robes. The tailoring's done well, but it's not something
It's better than the old one, I'll tell you that.
Right. And it's not like something like, we've seen some figures from Hot Toys that have very complex, uniforms or costumes and everything. It's much simpler, but look, they did a good job with it. And 2 sculpts, I think that's, again, do we like it? No, but that's what the market is right now for Hot Toys with sculpts. It's 280, right? That 280 mark is exactly where we're at with these figures. And yeah, can it be cheaper? Absolutely, but that's what it is,
Big Door says, do you know which websites have module kits in hand ready to ship out today? I have no idea. Rudy, do you know Big Bad Toy Store? Maybe.
No, maybe there was one. There was one place that had kept showing up on Facebook that they had like some stock every now and then. But other than that, it's pretty much ordering either. I mean, you can order some from Sideshow and still wait the year, right? Or you can order direct from Module Case and wait the year. I mean, that I wish there was a place that had them in stock.
So wait, so besides Sideshow and them directly, there's nobody else? What about Collector Zone? I think Collector Zone
is that the one? Collector Zone. They have some in stock. Yeah.
Collector Zone Rob always tells me that he's always selling some. He's always looking to get rid of some. So I think Collector Zone also, Big Deutsch. Check Collector Zone right away and see if he's got some in stock, because he may.
I'm gonna check that out too, because I'm gonna need some.
Rob always tells me, and he's always tells me that that he's always got some. So because he's always trying to get me to buy my set already. So that's how I know about it. So I was gonna say something when you were speaking about the 2 head sculpts. So the whole so this is what you were saying. So we got 2 head sculpts with the figure, right? If we decided to just get the figure alone, 2 head sculpts, and again, very plain. You get the two sided blade, right? Let me go to the actual figure. Oh no, I know what I did. I have to go to Sideshow.
I mean, look, and the thing I'm actually a huge fan of a huge believer that sometimes those simple figures are the easiest ones to screw up, right? Because there's nothing to hide behind. Like, you look at something like, what am I thinking? Like a Dr. Octopus or a Green Goblin or something that has some major, the costume is very, insane. You've got all the tentacles and everything. Like even that Dr. Octopus that has a weaker head sculpt, you put the glasses on, and because it's so incredible looking with the arms, the mechanical arms, right? You can overlook that. But a simple figure like this, to a degree, that's hiding behind nothing. If Hot Toys got anything wrong, everybody would be up in arms. So sometimes these are the hardest ones to get right, because you think, oh, it's easy, it's just this, it's that, but there's nothing to hide behind in these.
Well, it's easy. It's not easy to mess up. It's easier to notice if it's messed up. That's what it is. Because if they already mastered Darth Maul, right, with the original ones, they just made it better, right? But because it's so plain, you could easily notice this is not right, this is off, this is wrong, this is not accurate. So that's what's bad about simple figures like that. So this is what you get if you get the figure with the Sith Speeder as well. So you get a bunch of hands, right? You get the effects, you get the hilt as one piece, and then you get the double connection, right? You make it into a 2-piece. You get the single wired hilt, then you get the double wired hilt as well,
right?
Which is crazy that you get so much wiring, which another reason why it's that price makes sense, right? Instead of getting just one wired hilt, we get 2,
right? And instead of getting what the old school battery in the arm, right, you're getting the USB now for the
that whole system,
that whole system. So yeah,
right, the battery pack and all that stuff. Guys, there's 41 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. Don't be a garlic peasant. And then you got this thing also that we got with the original one as well. And then obviously the coins if you order the special edition figure. So yeah, I gotta wait and see what it looks like because like I said, I have the original one. I love it. Another cool thing about these figures is the bodies are magnetized, so magnetic heads, right? So you could swap them out very easily. You could put on any Darth Maul head on there from Hot Toys that you own if you want, or you could buy, let's say for example, you could buy the Clone Wars Maul head and put it on the 1.0 of this, or you could do the original one of this, put it on the Clone Wars, or you could do the solo Darth Maul with the metallic legs, that head sculpt on this one, so you could interchange them, with each other, and they look great. They don't look off. They don't look funky. They don't look, oh, this one's too big, this one's too small. They look perfectly fine because of the fact that the whole suit is black and everything blends in very nicely and very well. So let's go on to the next release, guys, because we got tons and tons and tons to talk about. So now we're gonna go over the quarter scale Mark 6 real quickly. So Rudy, here we got the blogger pictures of the Mark 6 quarter scale. Obviously we know that the thing with these are just more detailed, right? Bigger pieces, taller bodies, bigger figures overall, just everything multiplied in size, height. And so this is one that I was planning on getting when he first came out. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to pre-order it just because I completely like slow down on the quarter scales. They take up a lot of room. And if I get something like this, for example, like I did the Mark 42, right? The quarter scale, I have two Mark 42 quarter scales. Why? But I have two, so if I were to get this, I would have to get two as well. And like I said, Mark 6's quarter scales, period, take up a bunch of space. And if they come with these massive bases like this, forget it. So that's why I said I'm not even going to bother. I didn't get the gold version when it was out. That I think it was a Mark III as well. Mark III golden version. I completely, like I said, I was like, nah, it's cool. So now, Rudy, how is your quarter scale collection? Because I don't think we ever spoke on you owning any quarter scale.
No, non-existent. I appreciate how good these look. Right, they look amazing. I've seen a lot of these quarter scales at a comic store near my job, and they look impressive. Right, what I think there was the Mandalorian quarter scale, right? You've gotten the Iron Man quarter scales. You've gotten a bunch of them. They look stunning. But, yep, they look stunning. But for me, I can't. I got to stick to the 1/6. Again, right? Real estate is an issue. Cost is an issue too. But for what you're getting, makes sense that it's much more expensive. It's the scale. It's just I don't have anything else. I have like two statues right now that are on my desk, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is 6 scale. So it just, I don't want to go down that dangerous path of starting to go down, picking up other bigger pieces. And then, that's going to be another issue altogether. But
if you were to get one quarter scale figure in your collection, what would it be? Something that you saw and you were like, oh my God, I would love that in my collection.
Oh, it'd probably be an Iron Man.
No, I'm saying, like, which one? Oh, you don't know what they've made?
No. I think you want to go with the classic.
They've made a Darth Vader,
right? The
Mandalorian,
Boba Fett,
and then Mark 42,
Mark III,
Mark III, and then the Mark 47, 40.
And they did the quarter. Didn't they do the quarter scale gantry too?
Quarter scale gantry with the Mark IV. Yep.
I got to be honest. If I had the space, that quarter scale gantry would probably be the one.
That thing is
just
so
you've got to imagine. You've got to imagine the visual impact on that thing. Anybody comes in, that thing is going to stand out the
It's like
detail.
walking through a portal, you know.
And look, I have the original gantry that they issued, right? Which is gorgeous. It's amazing. So I can only look at that and imagine what that the sheer scale of that at quarter scale, that would be impressive. That's probably the one I'd want to go with just because of everything that's included. But again, slippery slope. And as soon as they had the first announcement, I was like, nope, not doing it. Love Hot Toys, but I cannot do that.
Yeah, no, the quarter scale is a different world of collecting. You know, the money's a thing, right? It could be an issue, right? But my mentality is, if you really want it, you'll find a way to make a payment plan through somewhere. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So money, yes, they're more expensive, but if you want it, just like you get your Hot Toys, you're gonna get your quarter scale. So that's not, you know, if the person wants it, it's nobody's gonna stop them, right? So that's just another conversation. But if I was gonna ask you something. Oh my god, I forgot.
It's the scale for me, because again, right, nothing takes away from how beautiful these figures are, right, and how impressive they are in person. Again, having seen them in person, I could tell you, like, they really catch your eye, right, and there's so much detail there. But it's just the size and the amount of space it would take. That's the biggest issue.
This is what I was going to ask you. So how would you display it? How would you display it? So as you can see, they give you every single thing for the clean look,
right?
And then they give you every single thing for the battle damage look, even to the leg panels. Okay, you got the chest panels, and then here I'm going to show you the legs. So here, all battle damage legs everywhere, shoulders, chest, right? Look at the legs everywhere. How would you display it? Head sculpt, no head sculpt, clean battle damage.
If I only had the one, I'd do full battle damage with the helmeted sculpt. If I had two Iron Man like quarter scales, I'd probably still do battle damage, but I'd use the Tony Stark sculpt just to show that off as well. So I'd have one in like with the helmet and clean, and one battle damage without. Because that battle damage for this version, the battle damage looks impressive.
Yeah,
that looks amazing.
Every single Mark 6 that I own, except the Iron Man, because remember the Mark 6 came out in the Avengers and Iron Man 2.
Right.
So I have I want to say the Avengers version clean, and then yes, because he wasn't battle damage in the oh no, he was battle damage in the Avengers. So
he was, yeah.
Yeah, so I have him battle damage for Iron Man 2, and then I have him clean for Avengers. I think that's what I did. So I have 3. I have like 4 actually. I have like 4 more.
Yeah, but that battle damage, even because I have a couple of the figures just full battle damage because they look that good, right? It's just
the battle damage is what gives it life. It makes it even look that much better, that much more character, that much more alive. Right. You know, Chris, my friend, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Let me catch up with you guys real quick. Let me see what you guys are saying. Chris, welcome, my friend. Cassandra in the house. Welcome. Nice to see you. What were you saying, Rudy?
No, I was gonna say, like, even the Mark 43 from Age of Ultron, right? Even though the original one we got wasn't battle damage, it included that special edition helmet with the crack and the red LED lights.
With the red light up eyes. Yep. I had to get 2 of those too. I got 2 of those original ones, special editions, and then I sold one, and then I bought 2 more reissues, because remember they reissued it again when they came out with the second Hulkbuster.
Yep.
And so I bought 2 of those too. So that was the good old days when you were just buying doubles and triples because they were like $200.
It didn't matter. You were like, all right, let's do it.
Yep, $200. It was worth every penny. Michael says, I think that FOMO and nostalgia play a huge part in why 1/6 is more popular than 1 size from space. So it's more than that, right? It's a lot more than that. And one thing that Mike pointed out when we were cleaning out his storage unit was when we were picking up his bike. Remember, Mike has tons of statues. He's got big pieces. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. One thing that we realized when we were cleaning out the storage units was that when it came down to just storage alone, 1/6 was way easier to store, right? Number two, when it came to moving 1/6, right? You could stack up, and we were doing it. I would stack up 5 boxes, 6 boxes, and hand them to him, and he would just keep going with them. Boom. These statue boxes, you can only do one at a time.
Right.
Because they're humongous. So that's 2. Number 3, selling. Okay? Reselling. If you were to have to resell for whatever reason your 1/6 scale figures, let's say you don't have a box. Let's say you don't have a box for your figure. You can still get rid of that figure and get it to the buyer 100% perfectly fine.
Yep.
Okay? You could bubble wrap it. You could triple wrap it. You could paper wrap it. The figure will be 100% okay wherever you're sending it. Let's say you got a statue. You don't have the box because you had to get rid of it because it was massive. What do you think? Because remember, every box comes specifically for these, designed for these things, right? They got these.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the foam. The foam is specifically
everything is
sized,
pre-shaped and pre-cut for pieces to fit properly, for things to go in them. So all of that. Again, let's say you don't have the box. What are you gonna do? And what do you think is going to happen to the edges and corners and tips of these pieces that you're going to ship out? Okay? So that's without the box. Let's say you do have the box. Understand how fragile these statues are, especially when they have, like I said, extended little long, thin tips that can easily break if you turn them the wrong way. So even with the box, there's a huge chance that you could break something in it. And 99.9% of the chance you might. Because once you deliver that, or whoever's delivering that, you don't know how they're going to treat that box. So now you're risking breakage from a statue. So it's not so much only money and space. Yes, that is the first 2 things we think about. Because if we're not in the game, that's all we have to think about. But if we're in the game, like Mike is, if he had to get rid of his statues, he's going to have a problem. He's going to have more of a problem, or the possibility of more of a problem than he's going to with anything 1/6 scale, which is a huge difference than not being in the statue game and saying, oh, it's just money. It's not just money. Once you get into it, you'll find out what it's about. So that's why the 1/6 scale game is more popular, right? And again, people get into it because it's cheaper, right, than a 1/4 scale, cheaper than statues, right? So it's cheaper, right? Obviously not cheaper than 1/12, but 1/12, it's something very niche, something that, somebody who comes from maybe, what was that brand? Mesco, right?
Mesco, or even if you're, well, that's not really 1/12, but Marvel Legends, right? Not,
well, that style, that right. When you
the
come
style where you get
style of figure, right? That smaller scale style of figure, then you see 1/12, you're like, oh, look at that. They're better. They look better than my Marvel's Legends. They're a little bit more expensive, but you got articulation, you got better likeness. It doesn't look like a straight up toy, right? You actually got fabric material. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's also appealing about for me, 1/6 is 1/6 has so much detail in it. And look, everything you said was true, but there's so much detail in it that sometimes in the bigger pieces, yes, it's a little more impressive, but can also get a little softer. It almost feels like.
In what
and
sense?
at the same,
Meaning what?
Just like something that you might not notice on a 6-scale figure that looks really detailed. When it gets blown up, you're like, oh, that doesn't look as good, right? It's
Give me
the
an
issue I
example.
had.
Give me an example of something, just so I
Just
know.
just like a panel line or something where it's so thin, right? And even the paint apps, and I'm talking more statues, not necessarily the Hot Toys figures, right?
Gotcha.
But I've seen it in statues where in a 6-scale version, because it's small enough that you can hide some of the detail lines, but then you open things up, like even this guy over here, right? The paint apps are a little, they're not as detailed, they're not as fine. But that could just be, you know, whoever's doing it. But the other thing I like about 6-scale is you can get more characters, right? Like, you know,
More popular
you go,
overall.
the lines grow a little bit more. So if you're interested in collecting more, you know, we're not necessarily the less is more, you know, type collectors here. You know, maybe unfortunately for our wallets, but you know, we want to collect and we like lines. So you get the opportunity to get all these secondary characters. Whereas in quarter scale, yes, the scale is a big thing, but you're not having all these companies or even, you know, companies coming out, third-party companies doing a quarter scale companion piece for this, right? You're not going to get some of those you're not going to get a quarter scale Mandarin to go with your Iron Man figures,
Correct.
right? So
that's another thing that may not necessarily will, but may turn people off. Knowing that you're going to get quarter scale figures, you're never going to get a villain, at least, you know, like, you know, not never. The very first 1/4 scale figure or quarter scale figure that was made was a Darth Vader. So when I say villains, I mean like Marvel villains, right? For like an Iron Man, something like that. That's what I meant. Not that the Hot Toys is not going to make quarter scale villains, because they already did. They've made Jokers at least 2 to 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, in quarter scale. So that's not what I meant. So Rudy, 1 to 10, and 1 to 10.
I'll give it a 10 because the engineering here looks incredible. The detail, right? The sculpt. It's a beautiful figure, right? Again, the only thing that, and it's not really a negative, the only thing that just for me is a non-starter is the scale. But otherwise, I don't see anything really wrong with this. This is about as impressive as you can get.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful piece. It just sucks that, you know, the amount of space that they take, man.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
I would have every single quarter scale, no problem, and doubles if they weren't so big. No Diddy, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? You know, you're either gonna collect or you don't collect. Garlics.
Right.
All right. So a little quick video, guys, that we got, a little tease from Hot Toys. It looks like we're getting some 007 action. Obviously, we don't know what we're getting. We don't know which movie we're getting. They just tease that it's obviously James Bond 007, so something is coming that way. Rudy, what do you expect? What do you think it is? What do you hope it is regarding 007?
Are you going to mute me like you threatened? No. Actually, you know what's funny? Sideshow put the reservation, the RSVP up for that thing. And in the Sideshow announcement, they're actually already calling out figures, multiple. You know, sometimes Sideshow is not necessarily in touch with, you know, with Hot Toys, but it's a good indication. Look, I mean, here's the thing, right? They didn't specify any particular movie. They just said 007. So could it be that they've got access to the full catalog? It could be. I think you're going to expect the Daniel Craig. Right.
Correct.
He's the
latest one. That's what I think. That's the only thing that's coming. I don't think they're going to go backwards for anything. I don't think.
No, I think they will.
The only one I would want is Pierce Brosnan. That's the only one I would be happy with. And that's
I'll tell you the ones they're going to do if they're able to. I think Daniel Craig is coming, and the reason I think they're making him the most recent one, and also from a figure perspective, look at the last movie, right? From No Time to Die. Everybody was going crazy over that look he has in the finale with the AR, and he's got the gun. He looks a little more tactical, like a tactical figure.
Right,
everybody wanted that.
Like a sweater, not the tux.
Right. And everybody's like, "Oh, that looks great." Everybody wanted that. I could see Hot Toys doing that. They're gonna do a tux figure. It's 007. You're gonna get a figure in a tux. Right. I see Pierce Brosnan as another option. definitely.
That would be my 007. Like
Right.
So obviously, I don't know what to expect. I haven't watched every single 007 movie. I don't know for those who watch my stories on Instagram. I do own a Daniel Craig 007 figure, right? It's my only James Bond figure that I own. Like I said, I grew up on Pierce Brosnan, so I would love his. But if obviously just like a John Wick figure, right? His figure is going to be beautiful. So absolutely coming home. And even if they do, right, a tux James Bond, it's going to be all about the tux, right? It's going to be all about the tailoring of the tux, how sharp the tux is, because he's going to have your plain handgun, right?
That's all it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything, and I can guarantee you that'll be most likely some type of like exclusive, very very limited, because it's going to be like a very minimal figure, right, or minimalist figure, which is going to come with nothing. So you're going to have that limited edition, just plain, only comes with a couple of hands and the handgun.
Look. Some of it is going to be the gadgets too, right? And by that, you're not getting any crazy gadget, right? Like you're going to get, if you get a James Bond from GoldenEye, you might get the pen. That's the explosive pen, and the laser watch. Right, you're gonna get something like that. You're not gonna get something crazy. But look, I do think that
that laser watch. You know what they're going to reuse for it? They're going to reuse the Mark 7 lasers.
They could. Listen, you could do something like that. No, but look, I think Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, everybody would go nuts over Sean Connery, the original Bond, right? And look, I know he wasn't the most. He was a very tongue-in-cheek Bond. He had a couple of serious movies, but Roger Moore, right, the longest tenured Bond. I mean, he has the most movies under his belt, I think, at that point. Those would be the definites. I don't know if they'd go as deep as doing Timothy Dalton, who only did the 2 movies, although I thought he was great.
I don't think they're going to go back.
George Lazenby.
I don't think they're going to go backwards that long. I don't think.
I think there's. The fan base for 007 is huge, though, and that's the thing. And
it's big, but not for like the old. Like Sean Connery would be, I think, the first one that people would be like, "All right, cool." Before that, I don't think so.
Well, he's the only one, right? You get Sean Connery; he's the original. So I think people would definitely go for Sean Connery.
No, right. So then, who was? So some of the ones after him.
So George Lazenby, I don't think that was, he only did 1 movie. He was an Australian model.
Sean Connery would be a must. I think Pierce would be a must, and obviously Daniel Craig.
I got to be honest. I think Roger Moore would be a must too, just because he did so many.
See, I don't know. It could, but I don't know. I don't know.
And look. He always had that distinctive. And who was it before they went bankrupt? Big Chief Studios, right? They were doing. I think they had the Bond license, didn't they? They did a couple Bond figures.
Yes, I don't remember. I remember Big Chief because I bought the Doctor Who figures from them.
Yeah,
but I don't remember buying anything else from them.
I think they did a couple of James Bond figures. Look, you're not going to get much variability. That's the thing. I mean, you're going to get a Sean Connery in the red diving suit from Thunderball. I mean, No,
that's what I'm saying. And one thing, look, Joe says it's GoldenEye. I'm looking at the background of this. You see how it's like a little goldish? You know what I mean? Like obviously it's not gold, but it's yellowish.
Right. But it could also be Goldfinger. The man with the golden gun, right? There's so many. The man with the golden, with Scaramanga.
Right.
And the thing is, like, are they limiting it to James Bonds? I think absolutely James Bonds. Villains, you've got some memorable villains, but you're not going to do like, some of them are just guys in suits, right? So you're not going to necessarily go that route. We'll see. Because look, John Wick is the same thing, right? John Wick, Kane is a guy in a suit, and we ended up getting him. So
that's what I'm saying. The figure is going to be gorgeous. The figure it's going to be all about how they made the suit, how sharp the suit is, how tailored the suit is, how well the suit is done, just like the John Wick figure. Remember the John Wick suit is beautiful. Right. It only got that much better from the John Wick 2 figure, right? And also, vehicles. Speaking of vehicles, I don't know. That would be a simple vehicle to make, right? All these vehicles would be smaller vehicles.
So not to get you going, not to get you going, but we had the conversation with in our members only chat, right?
Wait,
With
before I know
Mefty.
where you're headed. I
Oh,
know
go
where
ahead.
you're headed with that. But if they decided to make the vehicle, which obviously, people would love the vehicle because not only is it a standard, just a regular car, but then it has the gadgets in it. You know what I mean? So you'll start putting missiles into it, or compartments where missiles attach, so all that stuff, right? And if that's a possibility, right? If Hot Toys decides to make the figure, then guess who may come in to try to do it? Go ahead.
No. That's what I was saying. I thought it was interesting because now that our friend Nefty's best friend Yost, right? He was trying to get that vehicle license forever for the DB5, the Aston Martin, and whatnot. And I think he was also saying he was trying to see if he could get a license for figures. So this just goes back to show, don't count Hot Toys out of anything. Hot Toys is going to be in the mix for absolutely everything. So
God, unbelievable.
Look,
Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
well, oh my God, you know what? No, we would never get it, but Roger Moore ends up dressing up like a clown in that movie at the end when he's trying to disarm the bomb in the military base. Can you imagine if Hot Toys did a Roger Moore? They would never. I think you're going to get a Roger Moore from... you guys have to remind me, because I've watched all of them. Unlike Fabs, I've watched every single James Bond movie, but the one with Baron Samedi...
See, that's why you were all excited. I'm thinking like you've never, not that you've never seen him, but I was like, there's no way.
I watched all of them.
No. That's what I was saying. Like I was like, Rudy, what do you need from 007? I didn't know you were.
No, I watched all of them. I watched all of them. My dad was hooked on the Sean Connerys, right?
No, my dad liked them. That's why I even knew what it was. But
right, No, we watched everything. Roger Moore, I'm like, my favorite was when Star Wars was coming out. They had Moonraker, where he goes to space, which is probably the most ridiculous movie they've done, period, right? Or then you got my personal favorite was A View to a Kill. I know a lot of people hate that one. That was Roger Moore's last one, and it had that singer Grace Jones, I think, is Mayday. As the main villain with who's the guy? Max Schreck. Christopher Walken was the bad guy in that one. That was my favorite villain right there. They're never gonna make him, but no, when they announced it, that's why I got excited, because I've watched all those movies and I would kill to have like all of them.
Because when I saw that, I was like, I was like, all right, most likely the last one, because I don't think they're going to go backwards for anything. The only one that would make sense would be Daniel Craig, because he's the most relevant one anyway. Obviously, if they wanted to go backwards, they could, but just out of principle, I think that's what they're gonna do, Daniel Craig. And Christian says Jazzic was supposed to make the Bond vehicles.
I don't know.
Let me see. Give me Eva Green from Casino Royale. Why don't you just make her, Garlic? Been a while since we saw that clip. Jazzic talked about it last year. Yeah, BS. They don't do nothing.
He talks about a lot of stuff.
Exactly. If it was up to him, and we should have every single vehicle from every single movie ever made. Ren, my friend, welcome, Garlic. Thank you for being on time as usual. You made it.
Hello.
Let me see. TK592, welcome.
Hello.
Tower said, keep remaking your Iokers and
your Jokers.
Your Jokers. And brought up.
You're not wrong, TK. I mean, look, everybody else is fighting over that. And look, the one thing again, and not to get you going on an in-art rant, but remember with the in-art Joker 4-pack fiasco and the pricing, and they even mentioned it. Hot Toys has been around for what? This is their 20th anniversary, right? Or their 25th, or I forget which
Wait,
year
wait,
it is.
what joke? What'd you say? What Joker? What?
With the Joaquin Phoenix Jokers. Remember there was that fiasco when Hot Toys came out with their own version at like a
Yeah,
more
but
reasonable
Hot Toys only made one. What 4-pack you talking about?
in art.
I came out to my parents that I'm gay. I don't know how to tell my parents that I'm gay.
I was trying to get you to say it.
I know. You were just waiting for me.
I was like, what are you talking about? You're like, in art, I'm gay.
Oh my god.
Oh man, go ahead.
Unbelievable. But no, what I was saying is like they even admitted like Hot Toys might have come in with a big deal, and it's difficult when Hot Toys the pedigree that Hot Toys brings with it, right? The licenses they've tackled, what they've done, the history they have, right? A lot of these licenses that other companies cannot get, Hot Toys ends up getting. And that's what happened with James Bond, right? People are like, oh, it's a difficult license to get. Hot Toys stepped in and now they got it. Right. And I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it.
Correct. And they could, obviously anything they're going to make from it is going to be a hit. Anything that they decide to make is going to be a hit. Who else is making James Bond besides third party? Nobody.
Right. And that's what the thing is. Imagine you get a licensed, an actual James Bond figure now, licensed with probably some of the best likenesses out there. And look, I'm telling you, there is the fan base for that. There's a constant watch for who the next James Bond is. People are waiting, right? People are anticipating that. They do events out of this.
Didn't they say Idris Elba was supposed to be like the next one or something? They were
talking about that at some point, but now he's older too, right? So they're going to go younger. It's just James Bond is one of those iconic characters, and I think a lot of people, especially like it's a license that I think is going to be more successful than a lot of people think, and I think Hot Toys is going to milk that for all it's worth.
Oh, absolutely, because I can guarantee you that wasn't cheap. You know what I mean?
Right,
that wasn't cheap. A lot of people don't have. Nobody has it for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not like it's not a classic, right? Anything from any movie is a classic,
right? And we're seeing that now, right? Like the classic 80s and 90s movies are coming back, right? Like you're getting all these little companies are picking up these movies that nobody else is going to do, but something like James Bond clearly required a company that has a little bit more, name to them, and I think that's why Hot Toys got it.
Right. Thule says 41 guys, hit that like button. There's 41 of you guys in here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. And anybody who's sitting in the stream right now, watching the stream, and you didn't hit the like button, this is you.
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
Hit that like button. If you don't want to be that, hit that like button. You garlic.
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
So let's see. All right, so let's get into 26 likes is overkill. This is Albert. Guys, every time Albert sends me a voicemail, every single time, this is what I
came out to my parents that I'm gay. I don't know how to tell my parents that I'm gay.
Every time he sends me a message. All right, so Rudy, let's get into the Mark III golden color version. So it looks like we're getting a chrome gold, right? Strictly gold Mark III repaint. So like I said, we're already getting killed with the repaints starting the year. Don't be shocked if we get probably twice as much, limited to whatever many helmeted figures, helmeted Iron Man. Remember that this is their new money makers, right? This is going to be happening. Look, this didn't even go up for pre-order yet, and it's already shipping. Okay, this is how crazy it's getting. It's only getting quicker and faster, and just that much more product that they just keep making. Literally, we don't even have a break. It's just ready to ship. It's not like, oh, we have a few days for it's just ready to go.
Right.
Obviously here from Sideshow, it's going to be a few weeks, but still they're ready to go. Who expected these things to start happening like this? We've been asking for this for years. Oh, we hope that Hot Toys just gives us, even if it's a 6 months turnaround period for figures. They're doing it even faster. Obviously, not every figure because that's impossible, but they're doing a lot of figures ready to go and ready to ship. So one thing that we actually mentioned before, Rob was talking about the gold being a little bit too much. It's too shiny. This is the same type of chrome paint that we've gotten for the Shanghai gold chrome. Obviously a different tint, right? The other one was a little bit more dark. This is a little bit more light. The same shine that the red and chrome Mark III came with, meaning the chrome color shine. Obviously this is gold, but it still has that really, really shiny look to it. And again, it's your standard Mark III that we just got, right? Just reused all of the clean panels reused. Obviously, it came with battle damage panels as well. They didn't give us those repainted, which I think that would be cool to get a figure like this, but battle damage. I think that would be awesome. I think it would give it even more character with that shine. But Rudy, exciting figure for you. Is this something you're going to be getting? And how do you feel about the fact that it's not even up for pre-order, but it's shipping already?
Look, I think the fact that it's shipping already, like it's a good business move from Hot Toys, right? And I think it's great if you want to get your figures now, you get it and you're going to get it in hand pretty quickly. So I like that, right? I just think it means you have to plan a little bit, for these sudden releases. So you can't tie up all your budget necessarily in pre-orders, right? You've got to be able to have some money available for this kind of stuff. As far as the figure, when it comes to repaints like this, there's just too much coming out. There's too much right now coming out. And I'm not even talking like third party or everything. I'm talking like Hot Toys. Hot Toys by itself is dropping a ton of great announcements. So for me, these repaints, the only one that was appealing is the one I ended up getting was the Iron Patriot, right? The Norman Osborn comic book version. And I got that specifically because in my mind, and yeah, it's justification, right? As a collector, you're going to justify why you're going to buy that one, but it's a different character to me. And it's from the comics, and it's going to match the collection I currently have. So that's why that was an easy pickup for me. But something like this, it's beautiful. I'm not going to lie. And even though I said like with Rob that it looks like an Oscar statue, right? I'm not saying it's ugly. I actually think it looks great. I think the chrome is insane. The chrome looks like the one from the black and gold version, right? Which I remember when I saw that one, right? The videos for that one, that looks stunning.
The combination of those two colors is gorgeous.
Right. This one though, all yellow, it's kind of like the chrome looks great, right? The Iron Man figure itself is good, but
it's too much, right? It's too much.
It's a little gaudy. You know?
There's nothing to break it up, right?
Yeah, it's like just it's a little too much. And again, it's just a repaint. It's not a suit from any of the movies. So for me, an easy pass. It still looks beautiful, and the engineering is great, but just not something I need to have.
One thing you just brought up too, the fact that it's a repaint. One thing that it's getting to me now, and I forget who I was talking to about it. I think it was Bob. These repaints, yes, they're all different, right? It's the same base of body, right? But they're all different, right? My issue, and the issue that I'm starting to have with these repaints is, I've told you guys this before, right? They don't even come with a head sculpt. They're very expensive because they're limited.
Yeah.
Come with a head sculpt, okay? So we're paying for plastic. We're paying top dollar for plastic, okay? Obviously, this is die cast. This is, die cast and plastic. But it's a reused base. Again, this is completely different. You don't have to buy this. My issue is this. Yes, it's different. But do we need the same Mark III again?
Right.
We got it as an MMS. We got it, obviously, again, as an MMS, but it was the limited repaint, red and chrome. And then now we have a third one. We could use this money for anything else,
right,
than a third Mark III. That's my only issue. I understand one repaint. Cool. We're going to two. Why?
Right.
Again, if they were $200, not a big deal. They're almost $500 each, which again, we could be using $500 for a figure and a half.
Right.
Instead of a repaint of a figure body that we already got not once but twice. That's what's starting to bother me. Again, I'm going to buy this anyway, right?
Right.
But it's starting to suck because that money could be going to something that we have never gotten before.
And that's where I'm at now. Right. And just for me, I drew the line a lot sooner on these. Because it's the same thing. Like you said, these are not cheap figures. And it's like, do I need another version of a Mark III? Or do I take that money and like, look, I just ordered the, what was it? The Arcane figures. I pre-ordered those too. So I'm like, look, yeah, I ended up getting them because they look badass. Right. And I was like, all right. And they're Hot Toys, so you can't make too much fun of me on this one. So you can't be like, it's one-away toys. It's one-away toys.
I definitely want V. But
the point is, like, you know, I look at stuff like that and I'm like, unless you are a hardcore like Iron Man collector, and I know there are those people in the community that want every single Iron Man out there, right? That's literally what they collect. So I understand that. But for me, I'd rather take the money and buy something else. And we've talked about it to no end, right? This is just the start. There are a ton of figures coming out from Star Wars, from Marvel, from DC. Now we know we've got James Bond. Who knows what other licenses Hot Toys is going to drop, right? This isn't going to stop. And the thing is, do I need another Iron Man? I'm with you. Do I need this gold repaint, or can I save that money and get something else that's going to stand out?
Right. And that's what's killing me, right? That's what's killing me. This money obviously has to go, you know, or could be going to other figures. Like, for example, other things. Like, for example, I haven't gotten my Mark 7 yet, right? My suit of Mark 7. Instead of buying another $500 repaint, I could have bought my suit of
Mark 7, right?
That's what's getting annoying, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I could easily do without the figure, right? I don't have to get this. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of those figures that is not going to sell out by any means.
I agree. I agree.
You know what I mean? I think because people are starting to notice the redundancy of these repaints. And again, if this were to come out next year, a little bit more doable, right? But it's too soon and too close together to the other
everything else we're getting right now.
The other two Mark IIIs.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
If we had gotten the Mark III, you know, obviously last year, right, and then we had gotten the red and chrome this year, right? Break it up a little bit. If you're gonna do that to us, right, then break it up. Give us a little break. But we got the two Mark IIIs literally back to back, and now we're getting another third. Like, nah, like. Enough. Yeah.
They just did what the red and chrome version was the Mark III, right? And then you got the standard Mark III, the 2.0 or the 3.0 at this point.
No, the 2.0. Well,
the 2.0 diecast, right?
Correct.
Right.
Because no, that's not true. Because there was a diecast 1.0 that they redid to, they redid it and then they made a 2.0. Because I got them. So also, guys, thank you, Thule. The raffle. There are something like 11 spots left to go for the raffle. So if you want to get in, let me know. And guys, please hit the like button. There's 40 of you guys in here. If you're watching and you didn't hit the like button, this is
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
So if you don't want to be that, hit the like button and don't be a garlic. Ash says, another Iron Man is gold. It's gold, yay. I already have Midas, so no need. So that's another thing, right? Midas does not look like this, right? Yes, it's gold, but it's not this tone of gold, this tint of gold, this shine of gold, right? So that's how they get you. Number two, Midas was a Mark 7, not a Mark 3. So that's another way they get you, right? So this is why I tell you guys, they're all different, right? Even when they reuse the same body, it's still a different figure because it's a different color. It's not what you got. Not only that, but you don't get the same amount of accessories or the same accessories that you get with the original release, right? So you're not even getting the same amount of stuff that you get with the standard release. But because it's limited, there's your price hike, which again, it's getting stupid. Totally with the super chat. Oh my God. Fabulous Rafalat. Have my new garlics join. And folks, thank you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. And this is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Tuli, the only one who has joined has been Michael. Besides that, no other garlics have joined.
Nefty.
Because Nefty was the first one. It was Nefty, Tuli, and then Michael. Besides that, no other garlics because nobody else supports. But they're my best friends. Give it to Will Smith. This guy. Mark 42 2.0 versus Mark 3. Mark 42 2.0. I could tell you Mark 42 2.0 all day.
Yep.
All day long. Big I tend to stay away from color variant. No, but they're nice though. Like for example, if you don't get any of the variants, you missed out on great combinations like the black and gold, right? That thing is epic.
Listen, it's beautiful. That thing is beautiful, but yeah.
The red and gold, the red and chrome, another beautiful color combination. But again, is it necessary? No.
Right.
Charlie, all chrome white Mark 3. Probably absolutely not. Like I said, is Hot Toys Iron Man number 4? Probably.
Right.
All chrome gray Mark 3. No, probably happening. This guy. If they're going to keep going Iron Man on Hot Toys, USB them. That's another thing. They should be doing that already, right? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can guarantee you that's probably going to be their 3.0s.
Yup.
Once they get there, it's going to be, they're probably working on that now to try to probably most likely the only thing that would make sense to me, which I think they were doing already, is having the USB port in the back of the body and just have us plug in through the back like they did. What Spider-Man was that?
No, it wasn't the Iron Spider.
No, it's not the Iron Spider. It was a Miles Spider-Man. What was the Miles Spider-Man with the computer
the
face?
DJ looking one, like
yes,
right?
that one came with a USB port in the back to plug in and light up the head. So once they get to that point with with Iron Man,
right,
that's going to be our 3.0s. And then don't cry, okay? Don't cry because we're going to get everything all over again.
Right, we're going to get every single one. It's going to be Mark 1 through 7 again.
One all over again.
Yep.
Okay? So if we're talking about redundant now, we didn't even get started yet. Okay?
Yeah, that's what's missing. That USB
Absolutely.
Iron Man suit, that's bound to come. You're 100% right because that's the only update you could do.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something too. They know that people love Hot Toys boxes. They know that they love having their boxes pristine and clean and how they are. With those battery stickers on them now, they don't look appealing. They don't look nice. And I can tell you, even being displayed at their secret base, Echo base, Rebel base, all these locations. Remember that the boxes always look beautiful displayed. Now with these battery stickers all over them, you ruin the aesthetics of how the boxes look. You take away from the whole design of the whole front, which is part of the experience. So I can tell you they're not happy about having to put those stickers on.
Right.
Guaranteed. Okay. Another thing, they're not even trying to hide them. Why can't they put them in the back? Because I can guarantee you by law, it's got to be in the front. So everybody.
It's got to be somewhere noticeable, right? It's got to be somewhere where it's prominent and everybody sees it.
Correct.
I thought the same thing. Why can't you just put it like at the bottom with all the names? But instead they're putting it right there in the front. And it's like, it's jarring.
Exactly. So it's ruining the way the boxes look, which they always look beautiful. And so I can guarantee you they don't like how it looks, and they're probably looking to figure out a way to how to power the entire figure. Because I can guarantee you this is what's going to happen. You even if we power the entire figure, right? We should at least be still be able to control what lights up, right? So for example, if I turn on the power on the Iron Man, right? I don't expect both hands or both palms to light up unless I want it to light up, right?
Right.
So we still should have switches, right? Obviously, the power is going into the entire figure, but we turn on the switch, there's the power, right? We turn on the other switch, now we have both. We turn on the ones by the calves for the feet, then now we have the, you know what I mean? So we still should have the switches, but when it comes to the the engineering and the mechanism of the whole thing, it should power up the entire figure with obviously the one single port.
Yep.
Big Dog says, I'd rather save my money for the upcoming Fantastic Four team. Yeah, so much stuff is coming, guys.
Yeah, that's a must.
Guys, there's 37 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Don't make me ask you twice. I always hated these kind of chrome paint jobs. They attract dust and fingerprints from across the known universe. Well, yes and no. If you touch them barehanded, of course, you're going to have your dirty garlic fingers on there. Absolutely. And number two, dust is inevitable. If you collect, you have dust. Okay. So either, figure out ways to constantly clean your mess, or you're not going to be able to collect anything, because if you're complaining about fingertips and dust, then what are you doing? That's everything. Everything we touch in our collectibles are, get fingerprinted and full of dust. So is this your way of like, you're quitting soon? I don't know what you're trying to say by this. Like, oh, I don't collect anymore because of dust and fingerprints. That sounds, I don't know, my friend. Did you hit that like button? I don't want to do the video on you. So typical Hot Toys peasantry. This guy. Uncarded. I didn't even see him all day. Where have you been? Welcome.
Hello!
Let's see. Join the raffle, peasants. Yeah, these guys, they don't know. Let me tell you how miserable these people are. They come in the stream to watch, to laugh, to learn. You think that just from being here, they would just hit that like button. You think, hey, I'm sitting here wasting my time staring at this guy's face who I can't stand. Let me at least hit the like button, because I'm here anyway, and YouTube knows I'm staring at this guy's face anyway. So let me just hit the like button. Let me show that I'm not bisexual and miserable. Why does it kill you, Garlics, to hit the like button? You're here anyway. What are you doing? If you don't want to support the channel, what are you doing here? I will never understand this. And this is going back to that question. Why do people get kicked out? Because of this. You're watching the stream already. Why does it kill you to hit the like button? You miserable garlic. It takes a second. Click, done. Let me just watch. Let me just watch this person who doesn't know anything they're talking about ever. But I watch every week, and I just hate hitting the like button because he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm here every week, not hitting the like button. Unbelievable. My God. Yeah, good. Leave. Unbelievable. Somebody just left. Get the hell out of here. Holy shit. Can you imagine having to scold people for hitting the like button while they're watching you? Holy crap. Unbelievable. Thule, how many likes, Thule? How many likes? 29, 71 garlics. This guy. Unbelievable. Unreal. Holy. USB will the 3.0 of Iron Man's. I already said that. Don't copy me. 2020 miles. Yes, 2020 miles. That's it. Thank you. Oh, Chris, that is not it. Garlic. Mark 85 2.0 through USB 200%. Mark 85 2.0. I don't think they'll ever go back to that suit. I tell you that. They'll always keep redoing 1 through 7, but I don't think they'll go back to like 85.
Those are the classics. The
Right.
1 through 7.
Yeah, those stickers are an ISO for sure. Fabs, go blame the Aussie. The Aussie, I dare you. Unbelievable. Or stickers that come off. Thank you. No, but that's the thing, right? They're not supposed to come off easy because that's the whole point. It's
You don't want people to remove
hazard.
them.
Right. It's a hazard. It's a safety hazard. That's why they put that on there to begin with. So they're not supposed to just, let me just rip it off, because that's the whole point, is to make sure that everybody knows that there's batteries on board, You know who doesn't use battery stickers? Inner. Oh my God. You know what else inert lovers are?
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
Rudy's uncomfortable with the video. Rudy, it's not your channel, okay? You're not gonna get banned. Relax, okay? Take it easy. Rudy's sweating right there. He's like, "Oh my God, oh my God,
Oh my God!
Am I gonna get a strike tonight?" Let's see. Taylor says, "I would buy the all-white Iron. All white Iron Man. I don't know about that. No chrome. A Mark II chrome.
Wait, wasn't there an all white Iron Man though? But it wasn't. It was plastic, I think.
All white Iron Man. That was the
No, but it was
Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero.
The Sub-Zero. That's the one, right?
Yeah. It was Sub-Zero, and then Stealth was the black one.
Right.
Michael says, "I have to step away for a bit. Have you addressed that the USPS has suspended income from China?" No, not at all. We didn't even get through Mark III yet.
I know. We're going slow tonight.
Well, we will. We will. Don't worry. Let's see. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this guy. Unbelievable. Now if they did an all-white Darth Vader, I might buy. That would be sick. Because think about how that would pop. That would be an incredible repaint. Absolutely. Carlos says, "Faz, will you give away? What will you give away once you hit 8K subs? Probably more memberships to see which garlic renews. You garlic. Fabs, if it was, I did that already. Why am I going backwards? What's going on? CSI, welcome. Thank you for being here.
I'm doing.
Konnichiwa, Garlic King. He's Garlic King. Giova says, "I know that fingerprints and does are part of the game. I'm referring to how it looks on this specific type. Chrome. Okay, I hit that." Unbelievable. No respect, Giova. No respect. Oh man. 37 watching. There better be 37 likes. 30 likes. Oh, we got 7 buys. Unbelievable. I'm waiting for the gold hole buster. Let me tell you something. I'm surprised they haven't repainted that yet, but I'm going to tell you why they haven't repainted that yet. Because nobody's going to spend $1,200 on a repaint of a Hulkbuster. I can tell you that. So they would be out of crazy money unless they do a limited run of like 50. Then you'll see those things like sell out real quick. What were you saying, Rudy?
No, that'd be nuts. A Hulkbuster repaint. That's insane.
Woody has plenty of things to say. Slow down the show.
I know it's my fault.
He'll give away garlic. What is the black version called? Stealth. Don't be racist. I want an Iron Man, but not this. Yeah, no. Fabs, you know I'm right. Absolutely. All right, so back to Mark III. So now we get interchangeable armor parts. Again, same thing we got for the standard original release Iron Man 3 from the movie. We get the same light up features, right? The light up calf, same LED blue light. And again, like I said, all the attachments, you get the rocket, you get the shield, you get the opened chest plate, which it looks like it's open like the Mark II style.
That looks pretty cool.
Right, which is kind of weird because I don't remember the Mark III doing this. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember it came with 2 different chest plates, not one like this. It came with the regular clean one. It came with the battle damage one, but I don't remember it doing this or opening up like this. If it did, I don't remember. Do you remember, Rudy? Did you get it?
No, I don't remember. No, I don't remember that either.
See, I don't remember this. So as I'm saying, it could be something new. It could be something, like I said, the only time I saw this was with the Mark II 2.0 that we just got, to show you that it's, during that test, that test suit up test scene where everything's like opening and the flaps are opening and everything. So Rudy, 1 to 10, and are you getting this?
Look, I'm not going to take away the engineering because the Mark III is great. I'm not a big fan of the gold, so I'll give it an 8. Just because you can't deny that the engineering is there, right? And the detail work that they've done is going to be phenomenal in hand. For me, it's a pass, though. It's an easy pass. I just, like you said, and I hit that threshold earlier than you. I need to save that money for other things that I know are coming out. And then we have the unknowns, right? So there are knowns and unknowns, and Hot Toys is going to hit us with both of those. So I just have to save the money on that kind of stuff.
Correct. That's something that's it's getting crazy, right? For those people who have, things on payment plan. And then, like Rudy said, the pre-orders that we don't know anything about, right? The things that come out and we're like, oh my God, this is ready to ship. Yep. I need to have this money now. I need to have the deposit now. I need to have, and everything that comes out now, it's literally $35 to $40 deposit, right? Because everything's so expensive.
Right.
It's
Any
usually
artisan
limited.
figure is going to be
Correct.
$50 right there.
Right. 40 bucks, 40 and change. And everything that's ready to ship or anything that's limited, it's going to be 35, 32, 35, 40 bucks. So it's getting crazy, guys. Definitely getting more selective, I could tell you that. Obviously, if you could go backwards for certain things, if you can, you should. But people, I'm telling you, people are getting, if they were getting picky 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, believe me when I tell you, it's even worse now.
Yeah.
Even worse now. And Rudy, well, last question. What do you think about these bases? Them reusing these bases all the time. You like
I mean,
the
that's
bases?
fine. That's fine. It looks good. It looks okay. I mean, I think at least if you do use the bases, you'll have that uniform look, which kind of looks nice. I tend to like the diorama bases more a little bit. I mean, this is kind of a little bit, right? But it's meant to look more like the arc reactor. It's fine. It's nothing crazy for me.
Yeah, no. I mean, they look nice. They look very nice. They're very cheap feeling, but with the light up function on them, gorgeous.
Right.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, guys. Our next, now we get an announcement. Okay. Now we get an announcement because those were releases. Now we get an announcement. It's gonna get crazy, guys. Crazy, crazy, man. All right. So we have some action, and this is going to be a very fun conversation, guys, because Ash, here's your blade. You've been asking for blade, so here it is. So right off the bat, guys, the figure, a 10 all day long. Yeah. No complaints about this figure whatsoever. The accessories, sick. The blood, okay? The blood alone, badass. I didn't expect any of that, okay? You see the pistol there, really different than obviously his standard one from the original Blade movies. He's got the rocket launcher. He's got the machete blade because that's not his standard sword.
Right. And it's got blood too. Look at that.
Yep, beautiful. Really, really nice addition to the blade and to the star. And guys, you get the rocket launcher effect, which obviously we've gotten this from Boba Fett and Jango Fett, I believe.
Right.
The smoke, at least, obviously not this one, maybe not this one exactly, but this type of
that
effect,
looks pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
I saw this and I thought, wow,
Right.
It's a space killer.
Yeah.
Right, to display that,
Correct.
but that looks badass.
Because that looks like that's like 7 inches long. Okay, so no Diddy, of course. So the hands, look at the hands, look how detailed the hands are. The head sculpt, we haven't even gotten to his eyes yet, but he looks, there we go. He looks really good. He looks perfectly aged. Okay, this here, he had that in the movie 100%.
Yeah.
Right. So the detail, the accuracy, the hair, look at the hair. Okay. That is crazy detailed hair right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, this is awesome.
the white beard as well. Look at that. Perfectly white. Obviously we got the rolling eyes, as you can see. Look at that. Bazooka with rocket and firing effect. Sick. So sick. Here it is in the back. You strap it on with it has a strap on there. I thought it was magnetic. I didn't see the strap before. Here is the sheath for the
Machete.
For the machete. Weapons attachable to the body. Obviously, where else would they attach to? And then this is the base. So you got Toad's goggles. Okay. You got, is that right? That's what it is. Toad's goggles.
That's Toad's goggles. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got obviously his star, his gun, his machete. But look how you stack that up in there, right? You can insert the knife into the base. And I don't know what the hell this is here because we didn't see it anywhere. Do you know what this is, Rudy?
I think that's the rocket. And then the back portion is what opens up.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha,
like
gotcha.
the fins.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
I got you. That makes sense. So there it is. Yep, you're right. So here's everything, guys. So now, Rudy, okay. The one thing that everybody's wondering about, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. There's 34 of you guys in here. So the one thing that everybody's talking about, trying to figure out what it is all about. Okay. So we get this notification here that says first edition exclusive accessory, right? So a few things could happen with this here. Okay. So number one, same thing I told the guys in the members chat. Okay. So what I think this means is two things, right? Obviously, either or. So what I said was number one, blade sword with interchangeable hilt, first edition exclusive. So it can mean this. What I think it means is this. Either, right, we're getting a second version of Blade with either battle damaging on it or a different expression or both, right? So it's either going to have an open mouth with his teeth, right, with the fangs showing, and battle damage. Why? It's Blade, right? They're never going to remake the Blade 2 figure ever again, right? So how can they get around giving us another Blade when they know that everybody wants another Blade? Right? We're not getting, obviously, again, the Blade 2 figure ever again. So to give us some value out of this Blade, we're going to get two. Like I said, different expression most likely, I would think, right? Because to give us a battle damage, again, with the same head sculpt, I don't think it would make sense, right? And then the thing about Blade is his expression, right? The fangs. They never did it before with the original one. So why wouldn't they do it now, right? So, and then also, why would they say, again, first edition exclusive, right? My other thought was they're saying that this is from the first edition Blade that they came out with, right? So remember, this is from the Blade 2 figure that they made years ago. Mm-hmm. So they could be telling us, all right, this exclusive accessory is from the first edition Blade that we did years ago. So it could be we're getting a second one, or this is from this Blade. What do you think, Rudy?
You know what? Because I think I looked at this when I was pre-ordering it, and I think they have Sideshow has a time on this. I think you have 27 days or something. I think the only thing it means is that it's timed exclusive. And I think when they're saying first edition, if it's almost like the first batch. If you get in for the first batch, you're gonna by the 27 days. That's what you're getting. I don't know that they're gonna.
Think that's what that means? I don't see.
I think it's a timed exclusive. I think because that's what you're getting, right? Like there's a clock on this one on Sideshow right now for 27 days, which we know we haven't gotten. Usually they give you special edition and collector's edition that has the extra. Right. And sometimes it's like it's no difference in terms of cost either.
Correct.
Right. But you get to pick which one you want. Here it's like there's no choice. It's like you just have 27 days. So if you pre-order within the 27 days, you're gonna get this this piece.
See, because you just mentioned a time. Oh, see, this is new because I just remember because I was like when I saw this was not there.
Right.
So they just added this. So that's
and
what
see, there's no option to get that extra or not.
Correct.
Like
There is
standard.
correct.
So it's like
that I noticed that there was no
Right.
second SKU. It's one SKU.
right. So I think that's what they're saying. Basically, just you have. I think they're saying first edition. I think they mean like a timed exclusive. I think it's
Yeah, but
you have 27 days.
How does that translate to first?
I think it's just the way that they're calling it, but I think we're reading
But that's
too
what I'm
much
saying.
into it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get you to tell me how calling something first edition means a timed exclusive. That makes
Oh,
no sense.
I think it basically means like, listen, if you get in the first 27 days, those are the first figures they're gonna make with this piece. That's the first edition.
Oh,
And after the 27 days,
you know what I just realized? Which again, it doesn't make sense, but same thing that they did with the original Deadpool with the base. Remember
Right.
So yeah, but remember that was a completely different SKU though. That's what I'm saying. It
well,
doesn't make
that's
sense.
why. But I think it's literally a cutoff. I think they're saying first edition. You get the first 27 days. Whatever orders we get within the first 27 days are going to get the sword. That's the first edition. Any order after that is going to be the second edition, which is not going to include it. So that's just the differentiation.
And I was going to order it today without seeing this timer on there. And I was like, oh, it'll be available later on. I'll wait.
No,
So
you
now
got to get it. If you want the sword, you got to get it.
Absolutely. Now I got to get it. Absolutely. And it's funny that they're doing this because remember, I don't know if you remember this conversation, Rudy, but we were talking about this for the X23 announcement that I was wondering, why they're not giving these figures, a special edition thing to make them that much more appealing,
right?
And it looks like, Deadpool they did,
right?
Blade they did. So far X23 hasn't.
Right. Nice Pool doesn't have it either.
Nice Pool doesn't have it. So Elektra and Gambit, I'm gonna expect one of them with something special and one of them not with something special. You know what I mean?
Probably Gambit with something because he's got more opportunity for accessories.
Because Elektra is just gonna have what, the Psy, and that's it, right? That's it, right? The one thing that I would. No, not really. I was gonna say maybe a bandana for Elektra, but not. You know what I mean? Like a comic book bandana for her, but I don't think so. What would you give her though, as a figure?
I mean, she doesn't have much. You could give her. Look, and it looks like they're doing X23. I don't think had the diorama, but Blade is coming over with a diorama. You could give her something like that. That's got like some accessories from. Or wait, no. She does come with the diorama with the
Juggernaut helmet.
With the Juggernaut helmet. So I think that's what they're gonna give her. All these guys, Gambit, Elektra, they're gonna come with a diorama base. But I don't know. Like Blade is actually, when I saw this, and I'll tell you this, I think seeing the figure, I appreciate it more than when I saw him on screen. Because in the movie, I was kind of like, he looks good, but he looked a little blah. I think the figure actually highlights some of the details that you missed. And the fact that he's got all, and the fact that he's got all these weapons too that we kind of see him use, but just in like little snippets here and there.
Very quick, right?
The figure definitely makes you appreciate that a lot more. So
absolutely.
But I don't know that Elektra's gonna be very simple.
Yeah,
Elektra's gonna be very simple.
The two weapons and that's it. You know what I mean?
That's it.
They can't give her much else.
You know what they would do with her if she's gonna come with sculpted hair? They're gonna give you a couple of different hair pieces to have her be like dynamic, like we saw with the John Wick. Correct. That's what they're gonna do.
Like they did Scarlet Witch too.
Yep.
You know, a little right. They got to give you some action hair too. You know,
right?
To give her, they have to give her something. You know what I mean? So that's one of the accessories that makes sense for her at least. You know, right. Let me see what you guys are saying real quickly. Explain the difference between the first edition and the exclusive edition. No, we are just figuring it out too. We don't know what that means. The exclusive edition, right? It's usually something that comes with a different SKU, right? You'll get your collector's edition and then you get your special edition, right? Or your exclusive. But this here is something completely different.
Right.
Because even before when we've gotten the timer, right? We've never gotten anything called the first edition.
Yeah, because usually with the timer one, right? Like with what was it with the Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? There were like 4 versions that you could click on. It was deluxe or I don't know, like there sometimes you'll get 4. It's like the timed exclusive is a deluxe timed, and then you get the standard timed, and then you get the standard without the timed exclusive. So you can usually click on 4 options. Here you're not even getting that.
Right. You could give Elektra the Ben Affleck Daredevil mask. Imagine. That has nothing
You
to do with
could.
that. Yeah, you
But
could.
you could, right? They could, because look,
with Deadpool though.
No, but look, the Blade sword from the first movie doesn't have anything to do with Deadpool either. It's a Blade accessory.
Well, that is true. That is very true.
Right.
But the reason why it makes more sense for Blade to get this sword is because Hot Toys made Blade before. But it doesn't make sense for Elektra to get that Daredevil mask because they've never made Elektra before.
Right.
You heard it.
I mean, look, they could. I think she's going to be the one with the figure that's going to come out with the least amount of accessories, because Gambit is going to come with the light up effects. He's going to come with all that, the staff,
the cards. He's got to have a projectile, effect, like Social Toys did for their Gambit.
Yeah, look at how they did Johnny Storm, right? The Chris Evans Johnny Storm with all those light up effects. That's going to be Gambit.
Correct.
Gambit's going to come with a bunch of those things. Yeah.
Correct. Well, remember, I don't know if you own it, but the Social Toys Gambit came with a bunch of effects too, and you could actually load up the cards on the effects, and it looks like he's throwing the card. Really badass shit. So that Gambit obviously has more stuff than Elektra, but Elektra has to have they have to give her something. You know what I mean? They have to give her articulation has to be a 10, right? Because obviously that body's super thin, and so I could tell you most likely silicone body as well, just like X-23.
Right.
Most likely a bit muscular body, right? Maybe an arm like the Mighty Thor or Valkyrie. You know what I mean? Like a slight muscular arm type look to her. And then that's it, because she even came sleeveless. So you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a very, very basic figure. Artisan Elektra. Oh,
no.
Possible.
Maybe, and make her like super limited.
Well, one thing, if you haven't noticed, see, I was going to say something, but I don't know if it's going to make sense, because what I was going to say was the artisans that have been released so far for females, right?
Right.
They haven't been figures of characters from movies that were newly released in the moment, or even within 6 months. You know what I mean? So, for example, what have we gotten artisan female wise?
So Scarlet Witch from Endgame. So that was well after the fact.
Correct.
Black Widow.
They had made her 3 times at least.
Right. Black Widow from the 2.0 from the
and
original
they made
Iron Man
her
2.
How many times before?
Right. So, what else are we getting? Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, which again they'd already made her, and the movie came out a while ago. So
that's what I'm saying. They, as a first release, again, just from pattern, just from all you heard, they have never made an artisan as a first release. Again, just from what you just heard. Can they do it? Absolutely. For all we know, Elektra could come artisan, right?
Right.
But as of now, from what they've done in the past, it doesn't make sense. Because didn't we say the same thing for X-23? Oh, she could be artisan, and look, she wasn't. Could she be artisan figure? Absolutely. She had long hair that would have been perfectly fine as an artisan. But they didn't do it because it's a first time release figure. So that's what I'm saying. Can they? Of course. Do I think so? I don't think so. No, not limited F that. Ernesto, my friend, look at you. Thank you for making it before we finish.
I'm doing.
Here to ask if Ash this guy. They could release 2 versions of Elektra. That's a possibility. Again, I doubt it. They could, right? To reuse the head sculpt, because again, she's just going to be head sculpt and body. That's it.
Right.
right? So that's why it's always possible, again, to reuse the head sculpt. I can tell you, for them to never reuse this head sculpt again doesn't make sense, right? So we have to wait and see, but who knows? Now, Rudy, with this exclusive sword, right, from the Blade 2 figure, how do you like it? Do you think it's a good call on Hot Toys to add that in? Do you think people are going to display it with that sword, even though obviously, like you said, it has nothing to do with that movie? And do you think that is a good accessory for them to add to this figure?
I do, because I think that sword is, like Blade with the machete is very screen accurate, obviously, but that sword is something that is kind of a staple to Blade, so it doesn't take anything away from the figure, right? If you have him displayed with the sword, he's still going to look badass. He's still going to look like he belongs. It's not going to be something that's jarring, right? So I think it's a good accessory to have. And as a time something, it's something that you don't necessarily need, but I think it's great. And even if you want to just have it on the display base, right? That I think that's going to, I think it was a good choice for what they were doing for an exclusive.
Did you pre-order this yet? Are you getting this? Are you not getting this?
Oh no, I pre-ordered this. This was like definitely pre-ordered. Super excited, right? It's Blade, first of all. I know Tooley's like, he's old man Blade, but I think he's still Blade, right? He's still Wesley Snipes. He's still badass. What's surprising for me is I can't wait to get this in hand so that I could try to figure out how I'm going to display him, because right with the knives, with the blood, he looks great. With the sword that he's coming with, he'll look great. But that bazooka, the missile launcher, for some reason that just sticks in my head. That's the one that kind of stands out. But yeah, great figure. 10 all day on this one.
So I'm trying to order it right now, and the thanks coupons does not work on it, which sucks. Which is weird because it usually works on
the day of, yeah.
The day of, right? Which is why I'm shocked. So guys, don't even try it because it doesn't work. Let me place my order right away before I forget. Beautiful order placed. So I'm getting my sword. Yeah, no, I was gonna order early, but again, there was no timer. So I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'll get it whenever. And this is how they lock in the pre-orders. You know what I mean? This is
right,
how they
because people want to get that accessory, right? So they're like,
correct. And I can guarantee you, most likely. I mean, obviously, not everywhere, right? Like, for example, pop culture will most likely not have the ones with the sword, but they could, right? They could, because I can tell you, they may tell us this as a tactic to give us FOMO to order this thing, to lock in pre-orders, because either way, like I said, even if we decide to not get it later on, they keep that deposit, right? So that's why that's what they want. They want to lock us in so they can get that money, because once they have that money, they have that money. You know what I mean? So that's why I think they give us, they tease us with stuff like that, with announcements like that, with wording like that, to make us doubt, what it is, to make us question what it is, to make us, oh my God, let me just lock it in just so I don't have to worry about anything. That's what they make us do, and then again, once they have that money, they have that money. That's our problem after that. So, and now Rudy, how would you display this bad boy?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because he's got a lot more display options than I anticipated he was going to have.
Yep.
And that's pretty surprising. Like this pose where he's got the two blades on the side, right? The two things, that looks badass with the bazooka on his back.
Yep.
That looks pretty stunning. But the next shot too, and I know it's going to be a space killer.
Taking a picture of this is going to be enough. Nobody's going to keep this like this.
I don't know. That looks pretty badass.
No.
That looks pretty awesome. Look, I think it's going to be the previous one with the bazooka on his back and the blades or some kind of
blood. I'm telling you, that blood, man, that blood there.
He looks great, man. This looks awesome.
Yeah,
this looks awesome.
And they give you a little bit of muscle tone on the biceps,
and it also looks like you're getting two versions of everything, right? You're getting like a bloody
correct
blade,
you
and
are
then just the standard one. So that's awesome.
Oh wait, yeah. Look, you get a clean.
Yeah, you're getting clean and
Wow.
So
Yeah.
he's coming with a lot. He's coming with a lot
Yeah.
more stuff than I anticipated.
Correct.
This is a great release. This is awesome.
But then again, think about it. I can understand why we're getting a lot because his suit is nothing.
But you know what? And like I said, I agree. When he came out right in the movie, I was like, yeah, it's Blade. But you used to see Blade with the big trench coat, right,
Correct.
with the big jacket and everything.
It's very basic. It looks
And
cool, but it's very basic.
But I think it looks better as a figure because I didn't see even the hints of red. I didn't see those pop so much during the movie. I think they were there, but now with the figure, they look just.
You appreciate
better, right?
the suit more. You appreciate the suit.
Yeah.
Because everything, like you said, everything happened so fast. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
when they were
that's the thing.
in the house, everything was pitch black in there, so it was kind of dark.
Right.
You couldn't really.
And
see
then
much.
the action scene, right? It was like snapshot, snip here, right? It wasn't like
correct.
Like a prolonged
Now,
thing.
are you gonna use them? So how I like it, I would do this blade and I would do this blade, one on each hand.
Yeah, I
know
like
what I
the
mean?
combination of the blades. I like having the gun on the holster, right? I don't think he needs it. His name's
Correct.
Blade, right? Keep
Correct.
the gun there. I think the bazooka on the back looks great.
You have to have the bazooka in the back.
Right, that looks awesome.
Now, how do you like the likeness? 1 to 10.
You know what's funny? With the glasses, he's a 10. With the glasses, he's a 10. Without the glasses, his eyes are maybe, and I've got to go back because he's older, right? But his eyes are almost a little too squinted. There's
Well, the way they have the eyeballs looking up makes them look
maybe worse. like that first one that you're pointing to looks better than I think this one somehow.
This one looks better than this one. This one he looks Asian a little bit. This one he looks better.
Maybe.
See,
with the glasses, it's a 10 out of 10 figure easily. I think without them, probably more like a 9. He's close. He's very good. He's really, really good. The detail is amazing. There's just something that's throwing it off a little bit, and it's just a little.
Does anybody in the chat not see Wesley Snipes? Does anybody in the chat not think he looks accurate at all? Does anybody in the chat think he's off in any way? Please let me know, because you guys are the ones who go on every other stream talking all the shit, but in here you don't say shit. So let me
look,
know.
I think even though I think he looks slightly off, it's Wesley Snipes all day, right? You could tell it's him. I would challenge anybody to tell me that's not Wesley Snipes.
Julie says, yeah, 1,000 euros for sure. Did you already say something about face swap, fangs? What? Did you already something that a face swap for a fang smiled MF will be the No,
Ernesto,
I said
stop partying. Stop partying.
Yeah, I know. He's drunk right now. I said that what they mean by this first edition thing is that this is the first one, then we're getting another one, that a second head sculpt would be, what I would want, right? Either battle damage with a second head sculpt, or we're just not getting shit. That is Simon Phoenix.
Yo, if anybody were to make a Simon Phoenix, I'm there.
They did. Somebody customized it years ago.
Yeah, for $2,000. I'm not paying $2,000 for any figure.
Don't be cheap all the time. You buy in-art, okay? You save yourself 2 in-art figures, and you have your Simon Says figure, okay? Get out of here.
Simon Phoenix. Have you never watched Demolition Man?
Are you crazy?
Oh my god.
My favorite part is when they're in the car and he's trying to drive and the thing's driving itself. He's like, I'll drive. And he's like, bang, he bangs into the steering wheel. That thing goes. That's a great movie. That is a great movie. All right. So now, guys, our next announcement of the day. Okay. I told you guys we got a lot. We got a lot to talk about. This is not your standard once a week announcement day. We got murder today. And so these are going to be quick because obviously we're not getting into these really. So we got the Kamen Rider. It says 1/6 scale Kamen Rider number 1. So it looks like these were the originals, right? The OGs of whatever this show is or whatever this series was or is, right? One thing Rudy pointed out was the aesthetics of this, how ugly they look compared to the ones we already got that were, the metallic one, the black one, that one was battle damage, and they came with the, the hopper bike or whatever it was called. So obviously, like I told him, I said, these look like they're like the original ones, right? The very, very first ones ever made. I've seen this Indian guy before somewhere. He looks Indian at least. Obviously, he's supposed to be Asian, but he looked Indian. He looks like the guy from what's that show with the smart guys?
Oh, something theory.
No, it's like four friends that are very smart, very nerdy.
Yeah, they live together. They're like geniuses.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the show. There's one Indian guy in there that looks exactly like this. Oh my god. The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
The Big Bang Theory. So one of the Indian guys, the Indian guy on there looks just like this, and that's why I thought he was Indian, but he's obviously Asian. So it comes with the bike, guys. Obviously, you could get them together as a pack or separately. You can see here you got a removable helmet. Obviously, it's just a prop, right? It's just an accessory. You can't put it on top of the head sculpt. You got light up function for the head, for the helmet, obviously, not for the head, for the helmet. And one cool thing that they did, guys, the helmet, the head sculpt looks great. The same exact hair, just like on the show. Like I said, this you can't put it on top because it doesn't do anything, right? Because you need the bottom piece to close it. Look at the articulation of this thing. Okay. This 100% leather, as you can see, just by looking at it, right? There's no question about that this is real leather. My thing is, look at the articulation, even with the leather. So what does that say? This body under here is super tiny, as you can see. Look how thin this is, okay? But look at the articulation. Look how you can fold your arms across like that. That is awesome. I don't think we've ever been able to do that with any Hot Toys figure ever before. I can tell you that. Yeah. So look at the suit, right? Again, very ugly, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. It looks like he has a huge head here.
Yeah.
Again, because of the hair, right? He's got a lot of hair. Look at the articulation for the figures. As you can see, there's two of them. I don't know who's who and what means what and who is what, but here we got the rolling eyes, as always. And then one cool to see, genuine leather. As I said, you could I didn't even know it, but you could tell it looks like leather. So that's 100% leather. And this function here, this light up feature here is sick. Okay, for those who haven't seen the show, if you YouTube the transformation scene of how he becomes this thing is exactly like the show.
Wait, so I have a question for you. Did you just YouTube it, or did you actually watch the show?
So I've never watched the show, but years ago, for whatever reason, this popped up on YouTube. It just came up or whatever. Like, what the hell is this? I think it was because videos of like Power Rangers were showing up on my feed, and then just for whatever reason, this popped up. And I was like, what the hell is this? That's how I know, like, the guy, the actor, because I've seen him before, not from the show, just from a clip. Right. And so I remember when they were during the transformation, the circle starts spinning in that color. You're like, oh, that's sick. So when I saw it in the Hot Toys video, I was like, oh my God, they did the exact, and it lights up super bright, and the same exact feature function that he does, the same circular, beautiful. But no, I never watched the show. I never watched a single episode. I've never watched 2 minutes of it. Okay. 2 interchangeable belt buckles, normal and transformation. There you go. So that's why that's what one lights up and one doesn't. I don't know why they would do it, why they would give you two, why they would just give you one and you turn it on and off, but I see why they did it, because one off looks completely different.
Right.
And then here's just your background, very boring backsplash background that they gave us. So now, Rudy, obviously we talked about this. You don't collect any of this. You don't like any of this. If you were open about this, right? Let's say you're like, oh, you know what? I'm open to trying new stuff this year. It's 2025. I wanna start collecting, right? What about this? What about this would be appealing to you enough to be like, you know what?
Nothing. This is
cool enough
horrible.
that I could get it.
This is horrible. Nothing. No. And look, I collect enough crappy stuff, so I don't need to collect other stuff.
So this is genuine leather. You're saying it's crappy. You got light up function. You're saying it's crappy.
Look, yeah. This thing looks like junk, man. I mean, look. No disrespect. Somebody really likes this, and if you really like it, I'm glad you're getting this, right? I'm not somebody that's like, why is Hot Toys making this? Because there's somebody that's a fan out there.
But wait. Before you continue,
it's not for me. It's
before
not
you
for
continue,
me.
when this was announced, right? When we got the announcement, your first words was, "Who asked for this?"
I did not. No way.
I did not.
I think my first statement was Fabs is gonna get 4 of these or something like that.
I would never. But again, very cool. They're not. It's not. Just because we don't know it doesn't make them bad, right?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I appreciate about this, and it goes in line with the 007 license and the Arcane license.
It's different.
It's that Hot Toys is doing different stuff, right?
Different.
I appreciate that.
Correct.
And like I said, this is not for me. As much as I'm hating on it a little bit and saying, listen, I think it looks terrible. It looks terrible for me because it's this antiquated look. But I appreciate that. If you're a fan of this show and this means something to you, that Hot Toys is now giving you the opportunity to pick up these figures. I appreciate that. I think that's awesome.
Say, Rudy, this is what I told you. Jovan says, this is from the 70s, so I think they translated the suit into a figure perfectly. Exactly. See, remember I told you the same thing? I said, this is probably the very first one compared to the ones we got first. That's why the suit looks beat up and looks old and looks, generation one.
What did I say? It looks a little, I forgot the word I used, but yeah, look, it's great. Again, this show has its fans. I know it does, right? That's why they're making them. So if you're a fan, great. But for me, no. It's just, again, and in this crowded market that we're getting with all the figures that are coming out, and like you said, right, Fantastic Four, we just got the trailer. We're going to get all 4 of those, right? You've got Thunderbolts, you've got Captain America, you got what Star Wars stuff. We got 007 announced now. Who knows what other licenses? Who knows if they're done with the Arcane license? Who knows what other one-off we're going to get?
No. We're just getting started. This year, we're going to get so much more stuff.
Right, and then not only Hot Toys, right? You also got what Blitzway with the Ghostbusters and the DeLorean that they're doing. We're gonna get hit so hard with
forget Blitzway. Remember all the social toy stuff from last year that was supposed to be announced and it never did. All that stuff's coming. Remember they still got to do Dr. Manhattan. They still got to do a bunch of stuff from Watchmen. They got to do what was another figure that we were waiting for the longest time from them. There was something else that the Flash figures, right? They got,
and they still have to release the Flash, all those, and the Blade Trinity,
right, Blade 3. They're Blade 3. I'm waiting for
the guy, not Deadshot, from the end of the Justice League movie.
Oh, Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. I'm waiting for that one too. So
those
two figures.
You're waiting for the regular one, the standard look.
The one from Soso, the one in the
because they only did one version.
They only did one version from him.
What was the other one? The other company that made that nightmare version.
It wasn't Premier Toys. It was
the one with the flame. They have a flame. I'm picturing the logo right now, and I can't think of the name. Flashpoint. Yes, with the flame.
They made the future one. Yeah, no.
Correct. So they made the nightmare one with the faux hawk, with the mohawk. Yep. And then they made also a standard one, and then Social Toys, I think, made a standard one.
Right. And look, like you said, so we've got that coming, Caustic, and I know, it's not necessarily appealing to you, but for me, the Bloodsport figures are coming. Right, they're going to do those. We know they're still going to do Conan the Barbarian, supposed to launch this year. There's going to be so much, and now we're talking. I'm not even going third party. I'm talking licensed stuff coming out.
Well, the stuff you're talking about, it's pretty much licensed third party. It's
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
what
It's
it is.
not going to be. I get that it's not going to be the same quality as like a
Correct.
Hot Toys or something like that. But
Correct.
there's just too much coming in. So that's why something like this that I have no familiarity with, and just visually, I'm like, I get that it's supposed to be the 70s look. To me, even the bikes, right? Like I appreciate the bike that came with the more modern versions. That looked cool, right? These look so cheesy. So you've got to be a fan of this show to get this.
Right. So guys, this is the it looks like Kamen Rider number 2, right? So I guess that's what they were called from the show. They were named. We had a different color one. So the original one, number 1, is I guess the main actor, right? He's in black. Now we have one in black and green. Again, I know nothing. I don't know who's supposed to be. We don't get a head sculpt for this guy. So I'm assuming he's just supposed to be the bad guy or his friend. But again, I don't understand why only one comes with a head sculpt and one doesn't. As you can see, 3 styles of henshin belt. So here's the light up one. Here is the standard one. And here's another one for that one specifically because we only got 2 with the original one. And another, obviously, leather suit. I don't know why they would do one pleather and one leather. LED lighted helmet and henshin belt. So pretty much every function that we got with the first one, we got on the second one, except for this third buckle that we only got 2 for the original number 1. So Rudy, again, exciting, not exciting? Would you think about, or would you reconsider getting them now that they're a pair instead of just having one by itself?
No way.
Like a Batman and Robin, you know?
Yeah, but this is just not for me. This is not for me. You have to be a fan of the show to get this stuff. This isn't even something like where it's cool enough where I'm like, oh man, just visually this is gonna pop in my collection. I put this in my collection. It's gonna make me laugh every time I walk by. And so I'm like, no way.
So if we trade, so if I give you this for like like an Iron Man or something, like you wouldn't trade?
No way.
That's kind of selfish, no? And guys, so we are not going over these bikes because they're the same bike twice with 2 different exhausts, so that's stupid. But again, the bikes are very expensive, very nice looking, right? If you see you get light up LED function on the bikes, front and back, right? You get the clear stand that you got with the Bat Cycle also. And just, they're very nice bicycles. And if you want some value, guys, especially resale value, these bikes, man, when they sell out, they go for stupid amount of money. Okay. For whatever reason, I understand, right? They're rare, right? Nobody really makes motorcycles. So that's where they go, they're kind of pricey every time. So Rudy, what about just buying the motorcycles just to have them like for some value and resale value later on?
No. Like again, I don't want to tie up my money in stuff like this, because there's so much else going on. And even for myself, like I would consider bikes for other figures that I have. Again, these look so cheesy. Like the other bike that they had, the more modern one,
yes,
that's something that you could definitely adopt. That's something that you could definitely make look great with some other figures. This one, no way. I think these look so stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The detail is fine. The detail is great. I appreciate that, but they look so dumb.
They look like what are they called? Those old bikes, cafe runners or whatever they're called.
I guess, yeah. Like, look, I can appreciate the work that went into this, but no.
There's that stuff. The bikes are cool. Again, they're very cool, but is it exciting? I don't think so. They're not. I would rather get the ones that we got first, the battle damage and the other 2 than these.
Yeah,
these aren't appealing like that at all. So now, like Michael said, we're gonna go over what's going on with what do you call it? What's going on with UPS regarding
with the U.S. Postal Service, yeah.
China. Let me just make sure I have everything that we were supposed to speak on tonight. I believe I do. If I miss anything, I'll see you guys on Saturday. And we'll go over it. So now, Rudy. So for those who may not know what's going on with the tariffs that Trump is planning on imposing on literally everybody, and not literally everybody, but Mexico and Canada, due to the fact that they've allowed millions literally of immigrants to pour in through the borders, both borders, northern and southern border. So in China, obviously, because of the fentanyl stuff that China has been allowed to, pour into the country, blah, blah, blah. So because of that, Trump said he will impose, was it 10% or 25% tariffs on China?
I know it's 25% on Canada and Mexico. I think it might be 10%.
That's what
on
I
China.
thought. So 10% on China. So what does that mean? I forget who told me. I want to say William. Shout out to William. I think he said that starts in February. So those tariffs will start kicking in. Let me see if I could get you the date exactly, if he gave it to me. But I think he said February 10th or something like that. I'll tell you guys in 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you what he said, because he's on top of all that stuff. So I know that if he said something, I know it's true. Let me see what he said. I guess I can't find it. But yeah,
Well,
he said something. He said something like February. So that's got to kick in soon. So what's happening is it looks like the post office. What were you saying, Rudy? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll chime in after.
So it looks like what's happening is, again, this was something that was shared in the members chat. It looks like the post office is holding packages. What was it coming in from China, right?
Well, yeah, they suspended accepting any new packages from China and Hong Kong until further notice. And it's taken effect immediately. So I think letters are not included, so those can still come through. But packages, parcels are part of the suspension, and they didn't say why it's happening or for how long it's expected to last. Although the big thing apparently is, right, so Trump said he's imposing 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. China retaliated with a 15% tariff on coal and natural gas or something like that. So there's definitely something going on right there in terms of like a back and forth. Unlike the Mexico and Canada tariffs that have been delayed because they had conversations, right? I think these are going to continue going through. And the biggest issue, and this does affect, like, I guess those of us that pick up packages from abroad, is I think anything sub $800 was duty free. So you could import it from China, and there were trade exceptions where your package wasn't, you didn't have to pay any customs import fee for that. So basically now it's going to be, I think, like that they're going to close that loophole. So
meaning what? Like us ordering directly from them to come straight here?
Yeah, so potentially get ready and I don't know the exact things, but if you're ordering directly from like
Pop Collectibles,
potentially, or even 1/6 kit or something like that, be ready for them to have to declare value on those smaller packages, and you might have to pay some additional fee for that.
Can you imagine, man? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Not only do you have to pay, let's just say have to order Hot Toys overseas, right? Forget everything else, just Hot Toys for a second, right? So we pay for the upcharge because obviously we're buying from resellers most likely, right? Toys for Kiddos is probably the only retailer that I know of, right? But besides that, everybody else is a reseller. So obviously they have to make money, right? They get it for retail, then they got to make money on it. So we got to pay that, right? Then obviously what do we pay with? PayPal, usually, right? Obviously you can pay with credit card if you want, but usually PayPal. PayPal, when you do the conversion, obviously depending on where you order from, you get charged a fee for converting your money from whether it's dollars to Hong Kong dollars or whatever. That happens every time, at least to me when I order from toysforkiddos.com.
Right.
So imagine all of that. And then you got to pay another tax on top of it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. People are already tapping out because of the amount of figures Hot Toys is pushing out.
And the cost. The cost without that. Extra.
Correct. Exactly. They're getting more expensive. We're getting way more quantity. And now you got to pay a tax on top of that. What do you think is going to happen, Rudy?
I mean, look, you're gonna see a lot of people tap out, period, and then you're gonna see some people that are still gonna be collecting that are gonna very carefully consider what they order at this point. You know, especially if they're gonna have to pay an extra fee. Because look, what is it? 10%. Let's say it's 10%, and I don't know if it's gonna equate to that, right? 10% on a $200 figure, you're paying $20 extra. So now your $200 figure is $220. Right. Let's say you're getting your in-art figures from a Hot Toy from 1/6 kit. Right. That's a $500 figure. Well, now it's a $550 figure. Right. It's a big price hike. So it's like, all right, you know, even for me, like, and I was already, we were talking about this and joke about how it doesn't look like it, but going forward, because I'm kind of we're getting older orders in, but I've kind of stopped ordering a lot of third party. And part of that is because of how much Hot Toys is actually putting out, how much Blitzway, you know, the anticipation for Blitzway and what's coming. But imagine all those figures that I would get on a whim saying, oh, it's 160. No big deal. Now 160 goes to what, 180 almost at that point. Right. And I'm sure everybody's gonna have to pay more or everything. So being able to just say, oh, I'm just going to get this figure because that's going to be something you're going to have to seriously consider.
Yeah, no, it's going to get, I mean, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it's just, you know, regarding other stuff when it comes to China. But it's going to get even uglier for us if that even happens, you know?
Right. And I was telling you, and no joke, like, on Sunday, I usually do I go grocery shopping in the morning. And every place was packed because that was before they had announced that there were going to be delays in the Canada and Mexico tariffs, but everybody was trying to pick up everything like groceries, goods, you know, packaged stuff, because they knew, like, everybody's like, oh, the price is going to go up tomorrow. The next shipment is going to be, everything is going to be more expensive. So people were trying to stock up. Right. So you've got to consider that as well, right? Like, obviously there's a 1 month pretty much delay on Mexico and Canada, but if we start getting hit with tariffs where we're paying more for groceries now, right? That's the other thing. People are gonna have to seriously consider that. It's like, well, do I buy groceries or do I buy that that figure right there? So there are gonna be some genuine decisions we're gonna have to make.
Obviously, a true collector buys the figure, of course. Who needs to eat? Nobody needs to eat.
That's why you just buy like you buy your Goya beans and you eat that, right?
Canned corn and water. Right. The USPS has temporarily suspended the acceptance of inbound part sales from China and Hong Kong effective February 4th, 2025 due to trade concerns. So yeah, guys, it could get ugly. Hopefully not. I hope not. I hope everything stays the same. I hope, like I said, I hope it has to do with other stuff regarding trade. Not so much, you know, our figures. Can you imagine the only thing that we're worried about? Like, we're not even thinking about food. We're worried about toys. Can you imagine?
what first world problems, right?
No, for real. Yeah. Guys, it's 35. If you guys didn't, please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Tuli, how many likes? I want to see if these garlics hit the like button. So yeah, guys. It's gonna get crazy. Like I said, it's just the beginning, and we already started first day with repaints. Okay, so like I told you, we got a ton last year for the very first time. There's a ton. There's most likely twice as much coming this year. They saw how much money they made. They saw how easy money that was made with just repainting panels and repainting molds. So.
And not only that, remember that last year we had all those events for Star Wars, and I'm sure we're going to get those events again. But last year,
we haven't finished. We haven't finished that dark side stuff with the fifth sister and the 17th brother.
But and then remember last year we got a big break from Marvel because the only movie that came out was Deadpool and Wolverine, right? And then we saw Hot Toys going back and doing like 2.0s of older figures, so they were still touching. This year we've got 3 movies and you've got the Daredevil show coming out.
Right.
We're gonna be Marvel is gonna pick up along with Star Wars, right? Star Wars I think is gonna continue, but that little relief you had from Marvel because they kind of slowed down for a year, that's going to pick right back up. So just expect a ton of announcements from that.
What do you think besides obviously the 2.0s of Wonder Woman and Superman, right? They have to be announced this year. Right. We already got the, the regular Batman and we got the Armor Batman 2.0s coming, right? Already up for pre-order, already announced, right? We need Wonder Woman and Superman.
Right.
Besides those, what else do you expect, if anything? Obviously, we don't know anything, but what would you think they would come out with regarding
what DC?
Yeah,
I don't know. They could always go back and. I mean, there's the new Superman movie, right?
Right.
So we're gonna get figures from that.
Right.
The announcement. So that's gonna be the big one right there. Right. That's gonna be the big one at this point. So
they took no CNY break.
They literally took a week. They literally took their week off, and then it was like they were back to business. Yeah, and it started that Monday with the drop with Darth Maul, right? And like you said, they had Darth Maul in the quarter scale Iron Man, and then the next day, the only good thing is because I remember last year they kind of did something similar. Last year, I think I pre-ordered 4 out of the 5 figures they launched. This year it was the Kamen Rider one, so again, no interest in those. This gold Iron Man, thank God, I'm not interested in that either. So it's only the Blade, right? But I know some of you are gonna be getting a ton of these. So,
well, I definitely need that golden version. Like I said, I'm I don't know how to feel about this because, like I said earlier, it's going to be a figure that's not going to sell out by any means.
No,
it's not exciting enough to sell out by any means. It's a great looking figure. It's a gold. The paint in hand is going to be beautiful, whether you like it or not, whether you think it looks good or not. It's going to be gorgeous. Right. The thing is, again, not many people by any means are going to fall for this one. It's not your second repaint. It's your third now. So it's like, do I really need 3?
Right.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to sell out by any means at all. I know obviously people are going to buy it. Absolutely. Or your Iron Man fans have to buy it. I have to buy it. There's no way that I could miss out on a single Iron Man. Doesn't matter how bad it is. Right. It's just, I need it. So that's what sucks, right? It's a boring figure. It's a repainted figure, and it's an expensive figure that I could use that money on way more other things. You know what I mean? So that's what's annoying. Also, Fantastic Four. Don't forget this year, Rudy.
Yeah, no. Though, like I said, it's going to be Captain America. It's going to be Thunderbolts. It's going to be Fantastic Four, and it's going to be Daredevil Born Again. I think those are the big ones that we're going to be hitting. And look, then you've got the unknowns. Because they've got that Ironheart show finally coming back out, which was
Was that delayed for a little bit?
They delayed that. I think they reshot a bunch of it. So, if there's a show that maybe we don't get anything from, that might be it. But then again, you might be surprised, and all of a sudden, it's a kind of a mech suit, and they might release something.
We have to get something from her, and I'm going to tell you why. Yes, it's funky to think about, right?
Right.
Because we have Iron Man, right? We don't need that bubbly suit. The suit is not good looking.
Right.
The suit is not appealing. The suit is not cool. The suit is not badass.
No.
It's none of those things, right? It's a funky looking suit, and it's way too rounded for me. I don't know why it's so round, but I feel like it's all bubbly.
It's got like the shoulders are very big and very
There's something funky about the way it looks and the design of the suit.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, are they going to make anything? I don't know if anybody's excited about that suit, right? I can tell you the storyline, the origins of anything, of any storyline is always fun.
Right.
Right? Seeing her storyline, seeing her origin story, right, which we already saw somewhat in Black Panther 2,
Right.
it's exciting to see, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to the movie, right? To see how she starts and to see what happens with her storyline, how it continues. As a figure, also guaranteed the figure will look very cool, most likely die cast, right? So it's going to be a sick looking figure in hand with its weight, obviously her head sculpt, blah, blah, blah. But just from what I've seen so far, I am not excited about it whatsoever.
Right.
What about you?
Look, I thought we were going to get her from Black Panther 2, because she was a mech suit. We ended up not getting her. So that's why I'm like, the show would have to be a big hit, I think, for them to consider making one of those figures. Because I'm sure, because it's an Iron Man style suit, I'm sure they would probably go die cast. Right?
They have to.
So
They have to.
there's going to be a lot of costs associated with that. And if the figure doesn't sell, it's going to be like all this investment.
Well, that's the thing. You're not going to get an Iron Man in plastic ever again. It's just not going to happen. Right? Now they're making their $400 plus per Iron Man because it's die cast. They're not going to go backwards to give you a $200 plastic Iron Man. It doesn't make sense, right? So Ironheart has to be die cast, period.
Yeah.
The problem is, just like Miss Marvel, right? It's a young female superhero.
Right.
There's no popularity for her yet, right? Their fans are not old enough yet, right? So that's a problem, right?
No, no, that's actually legitimate. Because look, when we were talking about James Bond, that license, who is that going to appeal to? Right, because even the Daniel Craig James Bond, right, the audience demographic that went to see those movies was, like over 30. It was like older. It's a more serious movie, right? It wasn't a special effects heavy action movie. It's a series that doesn't appeal to necessarily the younger crowd. And then when you look at, if they were to tackle the Sean Connerys and the Roger Moores and all that, they're looking at appealing to like an over 40 crowd at this point. Right. Because we've got the money for it, essentially, at this point. Who has a disposable income? They do. Now, a Miss Marvel, right? Again, a figure that I'd like to get for the Marvel collection, but it's not something that's going to appeal to most collectors. She's a newer character, right? She's not established, or she's been not as established as a Captain America, as an Iron Man, as the X-Men, as the Fantastic Four, right? Those figures are the ones that are going to make money for Hot Toys. These newer characters, unless the show is a huge hit, unless they make an appearance in one of the Avengers movies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because even like I just mentioned, Miss Marvel, I thought no matter what, they were going to make her. Whether it was from her series, because they have to give us a Gen 1 outfit. And then she came out in the movie. I said, well, they didn't do the show. They have to do the movie. They still didn't do the figure for her movie. That's a problem. That's a problem, because how can you give us a character that is going to be involved in the future of the MCU, and we haven't gotten a figure for it yet after not two shows, her own series and a movie that she was starring in, no less?
Right.
That's the problem. So what is that? What is that telling us as a franchise? That whatever your choices are for these characters are not good.
Right.
Because they're not appealing enough for merch, which is a big thing for Disney.
Right.
You
right.
know?
So you're starting to see that. Like, there's certain shows that just aren't getting any figures at all. Right.
Which, again, red flag, because they're needed figures.
Right.
Right. How are you going to get a Young Avengers movie with no Ms. Marvel?
Right. Or what was the Agatha show? That was surprisingly good. Like, I watched it, and you watch it and you're like, here we go. Is it going to be good? And I thought it was actually pretty good, pretty entertaining, right? But again, what figures were we going to get? Maybe Wiccan?
Yeah, Wiccan would be the only one that makes sense, because he belongs in the
Young Avengers, right? But that's the only one. And again, he's the show. While it was a good show, and I thought it was a good show, it wasn't like this mega hit like what Daredevil's going to be, right? Everybody's waiting for Daredevil,
Correct.
Daredevil is going to be a knockout hit when that airs. Especially if it stays in tune with the Netflix things, which it should be, right? That tone. But even though Agatha was good, there just wasn't that much interest in it, right? It was a side story.
Correct.
So who's going to buy those characters?
Correct. And Agatha would be a beautiful figure for them to make, just from the outfit, just from, it would be like a Maleficent type figure, with more color. But that actress, she's not that popular. She's not that.
There's just no demand. There's not the demand. It's going to be limited. If they were ever going to do those figures, because there were a couple of great characters. It was Agatha, Wiccan, Death, right? Was there, and she looked pretty good with like the skull kind of face,
right?
But again, limited appeal, right? Those are figures that you're going to get. I don't even know that you get them as convention exclusives anymore, because those are going to be more repaints.
Not right.
Yeah, you're not going to.
And if they don't even bother making them, from their own show,
yeah,
how are you going to get an exclusive? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. That's why they wouldn't bother. If the figure isn't strong enough to be released for its own show, how is it going to be strong enough to be released as an exclusive? You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. An exclusive would be if the figure was already so good that they had to remake it, somehow, some way, but to make that money again. That's when an exclusive makes sense.
Right.
But if they won't even give you the original one, what, you know what I mean? Like, that's why.
Yeah. No.
Frank, my friend, welcome. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. There's 37 of you guys in here. We've only had an artist in Dark, Luke, and Anakin. I wonder what more artists in Star Wars release there'll be. I think Marvel has had the most. Marvel so far has had the most. We're still getting Dark Side Anakin. Don't forget. We're still getting a whole bunch of figures, artisans. So last year was only the beginning. Remember, we had like 4 pre-orders. We had Iron Spider, we had Scarlet Witch, we had Moon Knight, we had Jack Sparrow. Obviously, we still got Darth Vader. We still got Anakin, still out there. The Joker, right? The Joker was out.
The 2 versions, right? Because you got the imposter version too.
Purple coat and imposter. That's it for artisans so far. So this year, remember, I feel like everything's gonna double this year. So
look, I think if you want Star Wars figures that we're gonna get, Princess Leia, right? That's the as an artisan figure. I mean, no, I think there's a demand there for that one.
No, absolutely, there's demand. The problem is, like I tell you guys all the time, Leia's, as far as I know, and as far as my brain is telling me, from what I've been noticing, from when what's her name, Princess Leia was being made by Hot Toys, up to now, they haven't made a single Leia in years. Okay,
right.
For a reason. Okay, they could have easily came out with an artisan announcement already by now for any of her versions. Remember, she came out with 3 versions already. So, no, 3 or 4? 4 versions already.
Yeah, you got a New Hope. You got
the New Hope. You got the green version. You got the purple version, and then you got the Hoth version. So it's four Leias. After Leia, they came out with Padme. Right. So now we got episode 2, Padme. Right. We're gonna get obviously episode 1 at some point, because they're making figures from episode 1. We just got the 2.0 Phantom Menace Darth Maul. Most likely we're gonna get another Qui-Gon. I have a feeling. I don't know why, but I think we're gonna get another one. Just as an update, I think we're gonna get a Dooku as well. So we're gonna get more artisan. Is just what. Right. And and like I said, they're already started. Like, I would expect the short-haired figures to come out. They started doing artisan last year. In 2-3 years.
Right.
To at least make us think, all right, we haven't perfected this yet. We're not giving you short hair yet. They started immediately with the short hair. So anything's game.
Right.
What were you saying? What were you going to say?
No. I think, like the Tom Holland Spidey. Right, when that one came out, it's like, oh, we're really going here. So
Right.
Yeah.
Which I never expected short hair again this quickly. I expected it eventually because it's only a matter of time. What did I tell you guys was going to happen? Inner came in with the rooted stuff. Hot Toys came in. What did I tell you guys? Wait until Hot Toys masters the rooting and they'll be better than Inart. And here we are.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. Hot Toys gets into anything and they will do it better than anybody, which is why anybody who says that Inart is better than Hot Toys is an idiot and is stupid and it's not smart and has brain damage, you know? Michael Hood, welcome. First time here. Nice to see you. Any early info on this new 007 line? Not at all. We don't know anything. We were speculating earlier about what it could be, what line, what figures, what actor, but we ended up with no clue. CSI says the word you are looking for, Fabs, is girly looking. I'm not going to say girly because think about how many female figures we've gotten, right? And they're all great. I don't regret a single female figure that I own. I don't think, and they're all girly if you think about it, right? But I don't think it's that. I think it's the appeal of the fact that of the character as a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have Iron Man, who is king and badass, when it comes to brain, when it comes to the suits, when it comes to all that. And then you go to a teenage girl that makes a suit that is nowhere near, at least looks-wise, as an Iron Man mark. Obviously, that's her take on an Iron Man suit, which is fine. But when you have Iron Man to compare to, it's like, nah. What?
Yeah, and look, I just looked her up. She first appeared in 2016.
Where?
In comic books.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's a relatively new. So think about it, like
she doesn't have that backing, like you know everybody else.
Like you look at Iron Man, he's been around forever. Captain America, same thing, right? Thor, right? The X-Men, right? So she's this newer character that just doesn't have that backing. So they have to basically be hit with they have to have banger stories to make the characters appealing, because right now on their own they're just brand new characters.
Let me see what Nefty's saying. We're still sending out tracking, but hold off U.S. packages. Apparently delay is a must for those. Oh no, I am freaking out and just pissed my pants, but please relax, American. It's just some delays. Oh no. Suspension of inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong. International service suspension notice effective February 4th, 2025. The Postal Service will temporarily suspend only international package acceptance of inbound parcels from China and Hong Kong posts until further notice. Note, the flow of letters and flats from China and Hong Kong will not be impacted. So it's all packages. Now, that is 100% going to affect Sideshow because it's coming from China, Hong Kong to Sideshow. Well, from China, not Hong Kong.
Yeah, but they're shipping. It's not going through USPS, though. USPS, right? It's not coming through Hong Kong Post. It's coming through a boat, through shipping. So I think.
Yeah, but so you're saying is what, that tariff is going to be strictly on what we customers buy directly and not the big massive shipments coming in?
No, because remember the loophole is anything less than $800 isn't subject to tariffs. So that's why they're suspending all of this. And so your $200 figure that you're buying direct from your kit or your Toys for Kiddles is up there. But imagine just in 10 figures that Hot Toys that Sideshow is getting, they've already exceeded that value. So when Sideshow gets so when you look at the Sideshow tax that we're paying for, right? I'm sure some kind of the current tariffs that are already set on Chinese products are built into that. Absolutely. Right. And that's why you're like, why did Sideshow increase my costs at the start of the year? It's because tariffs kicked in. Right. That's part of it. it's not just because Sideshow's being greedy. It's because when they get all this stuff and this massive shipping container and they go pick up their product, they have to pay a nice little customs import fee,
which
right?
they pass on to us.
Which they pass on to us, exactly.
Yep,
so
they have to.
I don't think that's going to stop the. So those are already getting tariffed and hit with a tariff. What I'm curious about now is all those things that we're getting, all those figures that we've already paid off at this point or had an agreement. Sideshow's probably going to look to lose a little bit of money because I don't know that they can turn around then and say, by the way, guys, even though you guys pre-ordered this at this cost, it cost us an extra 10% to import it in. So you're going to have to cough up some extra money or you're not getting your figure.
I don't think they'll do that because it'll be
right. They can't do that.
Correct. It'll be a huge problem. And let me tell you something. Even though it's not their fault, we would say the same thing. That's not our problem that we gotta, you know what I mean? So it would be a problem. I think if anything, they'll swallow that fee, whatever it was.
They have to
make it up. They'll make it up with us eventually.
They'll hit us in you're gonna see your 290 figures go up to 10%. So add an extra $29. So we're gonna be looking at 315 figures. 315 as basics.
Aaron, my friend, welcome.
doing?
It says Fantastic Four is a must. I'm saving up my pennies for that. That line's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be a great line.
That line, because we've never gotten anything Fantastic Four from Hot Toys, so that's gonna be insane. What's that figure behind Rudy? That's the 1/6 scale Diddy figure. Nobody has that one.
No, this what is it? The amp maquette from Sideshow from Avatar, from the first Avatar movie. So it's one of my only statues that I have.
Perhaps we got a drop tonight? No, absolutely not. We just got bombarded tonight. Yeah, I don't think so. What's today? Today's Wednesday. No, today's Tuesday.
Tuesday. So usually we would have gotten a drop tonight, but because we got them all yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're not getting anything tonight. If anything, maybe again, it was a lot for today. So maybe Thursday, Friday, if that. But I don't think tomorrow. I don't think tomorrow at all. I don't think it's too soon for as many as we just got. Especially, one of them is shipping already. So
yeah,
I don't think so. Actually, China has started bypassing USPS for deliveries, and they use an independent shipper called Uni. Yeah, I get stuff from them. They are fast and delivered directly to your door. I get parcels daily. Yeah, I get them too. That's who I get my deliveries from when I order from Toys for Kiddos. Uni delivers my stuff right to my door. It's like a UPS. It's like a USPS, but it's a private thing. So Fab Jazz Inc. in the Netherlands for the win.
Actually, Nefty's about to get hit with a major import because now Yost is shipping direct from China.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Nefty, you're about to get hit with a.
That's right. That's correct. That he did say that. He did say he's gonna everything's gonna be shipping directly from the warehouse.
Yep.
So you're gonna get. Oh my God.
So Nefty, you're shipping with 1,800. So pay another $200 to get your Jazz Inc. products.
Oh my God. Nefty right now.
He thought he was safe.
I know. Nefty was boasting. He's like, I'm safe with the king.
And then he's like, oh no, they're shipping direct from China.
Oh, Nefty was like, I hit the jackpot.
And now he's like, no, he's got like 20 Jazz Inc. products.
He said, why me? Oh my God. Oh, Nefty. Nefty.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh, Nefty. Oh my God. That is crazy. Oh my God.
Oh.
crying right now.
That was great. Oh,
crying right now.
Nefty.
That is great.
What a way to wrap up the tariff talk.
Oh man, Nefty. Nefty's like, hell yeah, I'm tax free, and then he's like,
Oh.
oh man. All right, guys. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.